Hey, and good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here for some live severe weather coverage. We actually just got our first warning issued a few minutes ago, and for Catoosa, Dade, Murray counties in there, obviously we are all under watch. So we're going to go ahead and watch how this thing evolves here for tonight and see how things progress here for this evening. So anyway, kind of give you an idea of what's going on. There's the bigger picture as we're watching this line come through. Again, we just got this new severe thunderstorm warning that just came out there for those counties up there, up across areas of North Georgia right there. We'll be watching that very closely right here. That's that new warning right there. And we're going to just go ahead and kind of see how things progress. So I think I did the timing pretty well. I said about 6 o'clock, and it looks like that's lining up pretty good here for so far. So anyway, there's the current warning right there. Pretty big one at that, where everything is kind of above that right there. But again, we'll kind of get into all of this here and get you up on the latest warning right now. So again, we're looking at severe thunderstorm warning up there. That's for Catoosa, Dade, Murray, Walker, and Whitfield, and goes for another 28 minutes. So going up till about 6:30 there, and we're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds and a little bit of hail with that as well as that to get ready to move into Georgia as we kind of watch that line come on through here. So the big thing with these storms coming on through is going to be some pretty strong gusty winds. So that's going to be the main thing we're going to be watching here for today as we kind of watch that. So you can see the storms are just over the line now. You got a storm here north of the Blairsville area there as well, but you can see the whole line kind of coming through there. And we'll be, again, the watches goes until 10 o'clock. My guess is that they'll probably be kind of, paring that down as the line shifts down to the south. But we got a lot of heat energy out there, folks. It is plenty hot out there to support these thunderstorms. That's probably the big thing. You're going to notice a lot of lightning with this stuff. You're going to see a lot of, brief heavy rains and everything going along with this as this thing comes on through. I mean, check out these temperatures. These temperatures are just really, really hot. I mean, 97 in Chattanooga, 95 at Dalton. We're in 90s around, Jasper and Dahlonega. So it is plenty hot to support these. All right, now that we got things going, again, y'all need to make sure you guys go ahead and get that stuff going and make sure that you guys get the likes going, get everything going there. I don't know what y'all are saying, but here my microphone says it's going. So I don't understand why you can't hear me. My microphone's moving here, so I do not understand. Can't hear you. I don't know. The microphone says it's working. So I do not know why the microphone's not working. At Facebook, are you guys hearing me over there on Facebook? Give me a chat there in the Facebook. Let me know here. Let me know if you guys hear me over there. Volume's really low. I've got this thing turned all the way up. I don't know how to turn it up any higher than what it is. I can hear you clear. Better now. I just cranked this thing all the way up. I don't know how to make it any higher than it is. So hopefully that works for y'all. All right. So, man, that's crazy. Anyway, let's get going, shall we? Make sure you give me a like there and give me a follow there and over there on Facebook and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so over there for right now. Now, looking at how this thing's progressing right now, let me close this down here a bit. And all right, I'm not sure why it was so low. Couldn't even begin to tell you. So I did have to do a reboot of my computer. It wasn't identifying the YouTube link, so I had to bring it back down. Maybe that had something to do with it. Not sure. But look at how this thing is shaping up. It doesn't appear that we're getting, the models that were showing this morning look like this thing was diving straight south. But this thing looks like it's kind of coming in at an angle here. So definitely be favoring the Blue Ridge over to Blairsville and Clayton as far as the heavier activity is concerned for right now. So that we'll see how these storms behind here behave as this thing continues to spawn additional thunderstorms. One of the things that we've had over North Georgia most of the day as I was watching some of these smaller stuff try to bubble up is we've had a little bit of what we call a cap in place. So the storms were trying to bubble up, they hit a warm layer and they would fall apart. Now, as the sun is getting lower in the sky and the atmosphere begins to cool down a little bit, that should go away. Should not be a little bit of an inhibition there. So again, so we kind of see the new warning up. That's this warning right here. Again, going until 6:30. They just updated that warning right now. So that's just getting ready to come on over here. So again, this is going in toward Ringgold and Tunnel Hill. So going up, just getting ready to come across the line there from Tennessee coming into Georgia. So that is that warning up there. This one over here coming into Murphy doesn't look too bad. It's kind of sliding into North Carolina there. Again, the only thing I'm seeing different from what I saw with the model data is that it looks more west to east than north south charging so far, because everything that was showing on the morning on the model run was showing a kind of a charge to the south and not a west east progression of that line. So we'll see how that goes. We got out there watching out there on YouTube here. I kind of see y'all out there. See Phil's out there. And folks can say they can hear me better now. It's like, man, I'm seeing the microphone moving. I was like, man, that's freaky. Freaky, freaky, freaky. So let me show you this real quick. This was the thing that really kind of stood out to me was the wind effect. Not very often do you see a level 2 with a red area kind of showing that 30% chance for wind damage. So, and some of the wind reports up in Tennessee have been upwards of 70 miles per hour. So, these storms got a nice little kick to them, to say the least, as they continue to move on to the south. So, you're getting a lot of warnings that are coming up. Watch my tones all up in here right now. Not as much on the southern part of this line. So, my buddy Mike Wheeler up there in Knoxville, I'm sure he's staying pretty busy up there watching the stuff come on through his area. Getting ready coming into North Carolina now, just coming over the mountains. So we'll see if the one thing I'm going to watch is to see if this area in here fills in a little bit better. There was one thing that one of the earlier models was showing was a gap in the line where the severe weather was mostly to the west and also to the east. So there was a little bit of a disconnect in there. So we'll see how this thing progresses. I need to add this to this thing. I've not done it on this one. But I need to add my lightning counter to this thing so I can keep a watchful eye on it as far as the overall lightning strikes here. So right now there's 1,021 strikes. I can add it. In fact, if you give me a second, I'll go ahead and add it in here because I like paying attention. The reason why I like to pay attention to the lightning strikes is that it's how it goes up and down really kind of dictates if a storm is getting stronger or going down. So that's kind of an important thing. So I'm going to put this in studio mode real quick so I can fix this for you guys real quick. So just bear with me for a second while I go ahead and copy this. So I'm going to add this to there, and we'll do a paste reference. And then I'm going to grab this thing and make it big enough so you guys can see it. That's going to be the big thing. So you can see the counter. So like I said, just bear with me for a second while I fix this and make it big enough so everybody can see that counter. Oh, there it is. Getting there. I like to call my channel definitely a work in progress, to say the least. All right, there's this strikes. There we go. And I'm going to put this in a position where you guys can see it in the top left-hand corner. And sorry, a little bit too big, but right about there. And all right, transition out. There we go. So there we go. So now we got a lightning striker in there so you can kind of keep track of that lightning count there in that top left-hand corner. So that's everything that's in that view, by the way, just so you got an idea what that is. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be the big thing. Here's the thing, guys. You're going to have a lot of lightning with this because just the simple fact, and they just put another warning out for these storms here. So yeah, this is the stuff we got to watch here. See how this stuff over here develops and comes down this way. So that's one thing we got to watch there. So that warning there, got 50 minutes left on that warning there. Probably need to move that counter because that's going to get in the way. And I can move it down there a little bit. It doesn't really matter. So that's the warning there. So that goes for Grundy County, Tennessee. 60 mile per hour winds being indicated on that one. So we'll see how this continues here as this thing moves on south. Check out the satellite picture. This is probably a big thing. Watch the explosion. Boom! I mean, it's like someone just decided to throw a match out there on the fireplace and just kind of ignited it up as you see the big explosion of storms there. With these storms this afternoon. When I recorded my earlier weather, there was practically nothing there. We were just waiting for it to kind of get going. And the models did good about 3 or 4 o'clock. Looked like that's when things were going to start to blow up. So as we're kind of watching this stuff kind of blow up, so we're going to watch in here to see how the rest of this kind of develops as this stuff out ahead of it's kind of definitely moving more west east and then we'll see what this other stuff behind it is trailing going to do. And thank you for the new subscriber, by the way. I do appreciate that. And you guys get that subscriber thing going and give me those likes, man. We got to feed the algorithm. Right now, we only got about 89 people over there on the YouTube channel. So, and I know folks are just getting off work too, so it's a little bit early out there. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, it's I'm gonna go. Let me check my phone here. I'm gonna see what my audios here sounds like here. So bear with me for a second while I check this out and see how this is going. Dismiss. Am I live here? It's I'm gonna go. Let me check my phone here. I'm gonna see what my audio. It sounds okay. I don't know. I maybe it's something else that's going on. It's sounding good on my phone. I'm sorry if there's some of y'all are not hearing it very well. Hey, Mountain City, Julia, good to see you there, brother. Good to see you. That's live. Yeah. Yeah, you're hearing it fine. Some folks are saying they're not hearing the audio, so I don't know what to do if it's saying it's going all right there. So anyway, we'll just keep driving on. I'm just going to assume everybody can hear me fine and go from there. Sorry if your connection for whatever reason is having a problem. So my apologies on that. I mean, I've got my microphone all the way up. I mean, it's like maxed out. If I go any higher, it's going to distort. It's going to be overmodulated. So I don't know what to do there. Anyway, let's go back over to the radar here. Let's go back over to radar 1 and watch this stuff coming over. So it's interesting to see how these storms that are just now coming over the Tennessee line just starting to kind of get going. I thought this was a weird warning as far as the size of it. You know, when they do the polygon, I thought it was a little odd that they did that as far as its size, because it looked like the worst of it was going to be the east of there. But, you know. That's an old one. Yeah, you're not looking at the right one. You gotta look at one that says live, Julie. My wife said she was. Yeah. So, anyhow, all right. Let's go back over here, and I know we're gonna get a glancing blow from the stuff up here to the north. So Blue Ridge and Blairsville, Hiawassee from this stuff here. But I really got to pay attention to this stuff back behind here too. So I got two different things we got to watch as this kind of goes through here. Let's go check out see what the winds are doing in here. They don't look that bad. And looking at the winds. All right. Okay. I got you. All right. No, I do not know Mark and Evelyn Holder. I do not. I would thank you. Don't really know a whole lot of people here in Brazelton. A handful of folks we do. So, anyhow, how you guys doing over on Facebook? Audio's good on Facebook. Another data point. All right. Thank you, Marie. Appreciate it. Yeah. So Chickamauga is fine right now. I don't think Chickamauga gets hit with this initial line coming down through here. So anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys checking us out. This is a dedicated weather channel here for North Georgia. If you're new and you don't not familiar with the channel, we kind of cover North Georgia, north of Metro Atlanta for the most part. Basically, everybody that's in our watch area is basically one of our prime coverage zones right through there. So that's what we're watching here. And this current watch, of course, goes until 10 o'clock tonight. This goes until 10. And the wind is probably the biggest threat. It's got a 70% chance there, showing some winds of 60 mile per hour or above in that watch zone area. So that's what we're watching for here for tonight as we watch these storms kind of get organized and continue to move on in. Like I said, it's the heat is definitely a driving factor with this. And we got a cold front. It's actually a weak cold front that's going to be moving on in here. You're going to notice a lower humidity and lower dew points tomorrow. So it'll be drier. It'll still be warm. Still hot, still above normal, but not as pressively hot. And we'll get a little bit of a break from all those heat advisories we've had across the area here for a little while for today. So, alrighty then. Wow, I'm still feeling out of it. I'm still not up to my normal self right now. So, Anyway, look at all those heat advisories. You see them all the way around the state. Those are going to get clipped away. They really are tomorrow. I don't think we're going to see as many, but you get an idea here of where all the watches and warnings are currently sitting across our zone here. And the one thing I'll be watching for is obviously I'll be paying attention to those cameras. Blairsville, Helen, Dahlonega. You kind of see the dark clouds there in Dahlonega. I got blue skies in my backyard right now, so that's good. But we got several cameras that'll keep monitoring, and as these storms kind of move in from the north, there's Athens. There's the Dahlonega camera, still looking pretty sunny and dry there. Dalton, getting some dark clouds there. Obviously, they're up near closer to where the storms are. And then that's Sky Valley right there. So we're looking all right now. So there's the bigger picture right there. You see all the warnings there kind of lining up here from North Carolina going all the way back in here to Alabama. So going all the way through there. And we'll see how these storms go through here for the night. All righty here. We got about... Yeah, it's kind of interesting how Facebook. I do the simulcast for Facebook and YouTube, but Facebook numbers, I just don't get very many of them over there. They just they get a little surge and then they kind of drop off to next to nothing. So YouTube gonna need a little help though. We only got about 105 of y'all out there right now. So like I said, it's still a little bit on the early side right now. Oops, let me get that closed off here. Then we go back over to the regular radar. Go back over here. So I kind of jumped. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, the way the YouTube algorithm works, it's all about comments from you guys, subscribers, and likes. That's how the algorithm determines whether I'm worthy or not. So if I'm worthy, y'all got to help me out. So let's go take a closer look here. We'll zoom into some of the stuff here. A lot of lighting with this stuff, that's for sure. Coming through, kind of riding right there along the Tennessee border. But at least they're moving. So I don't think the flooding will be too big of a problem there. This kind of comes on through. So you see it kind of go. This is just over there's the North Carolina border there. So there's McKaysville, which got dumped on. So Blue Ridge up to the north. I wish Blue Ridge would get that. They had a nice camera downtown, but it has not worked in months. So that's definitely one of the cities I would love to put a weather cam in at some point in the future. And thank you there, Keaton Toe just subscribed. Thank you, Keaton. I appreciate that. Hey, a couple things I do want to share with you guys in the chat. If you guys have not gone ahead and got our free, and that's the word there, folks. It is absolutely free. If you haven't gotten our weather app, I'll go ahead and put this in the links column. A lot of guys out there will tell you it's a great weather app. It alerts you on a lot of good things. So I just put the Android app link in there, and here goes the Apple. If you want to download this nice free weather app, which is sponsored by Roof It Forward. They're our weather app sponsor. They're out of Woodstock. We thank those guys for being our sponsor. So let me go put this over here. There is the Apple link for our weather app. Hey, Tunnel Hill, how you doing? All right, we'll see. All right. Right now, Tunnel Hill, you guys are okay for the moment. We'll see how things progress here as we go through the evening hours. Like I said, we're just getting started. We got going right when about 5 minutes before the first warning came out there across North Georgia. Although there's really not much going in that warning area right now, which is kind of odd. But that is the case right there. Whoops, good to go there. And you see it just kind of coming over, just kind of clipped through Chattanooga, and they're dropping down to the south. So I still haven't added my Radar Omega back to this, which I need to do because of the camera networks that thing provides. So I can't get rid of that completely. I'm trying to get the separate camera network to manage it in a different way, but unfortunately the company won't get back to me correctly to add it to our capabilities. Hey, thank you there for the gold coins, 10 joules. Oh, yeah. Somebody finally explained to me how that finally works. So apparently you get those gold coins and you get all that stuff. If you get over like 1,000, they give you $1. They give you $1. So that's how the channel earns by you guys is doing those things. I didn't know how that thing worked until I looked it up the last time we did a live severe weather coverage. So. Anyhow, it's been a long day today. I actually had to work to get my dad into a place to get him some rehabilitation. He's doing better, by the way, for those who are watching, been knowing I've been trying to get that done. Hey, Blairsville, Keaton Town, good to see you there. Yeah, we got a new man, I love these symbols, man. They're awesome. Country Butterbean, thank you. We got a new weather sponsor coming out of Blairsville soon. I won't officially do the name just yet, but we do have a new company coming on board here soon. Thank you for those jewels there. Jill and Film, thank you. J.S. Basia, great channel. Well, thank you. Again, we like to stay on top of North Georgia. I'm sorry, for those who didn't know, we did have a 24-hour channel. I did have to take it down, and it was economics. Not that I can't do it. It's just the economics, and thank you for that new subscriber. The economics of sustaining that right now with the lack of real kind of advertising in place didn't make any sense. It was going to cost me way too much money as what I'm trying to save for. So I am going to be looking for an alternative method of doing it that maybe is a little more cost effective. So I'm just going to do a little research. So I hope to get that back up. Just give me a little time to do it, where I will run the streaming channel on a different computer that'll stream out to a service that'll stream it back out on YouTube. That's how you get the 24-hour channel. Otherwise, like when you're doing a live like this, you can only do it for 12 hours and it cuts it off. So that's why you got to go through a third party to make it correct. So anyway, we'll get there one day. We'll get there. So I was wanted to see. Got to figure out how to turn this on. I'm still learning this. Let's see here. Ah, thank you there, Patty Robbins. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's a storm tracker. There's a color table. That's my incense. And I'm trying to get the damage reports to kind of go up in here if I'm going to show up. There's the cities. Like I said, I'm still learning this. I was a Radar Omega guy for a long time, but this one looks better because you can actually zoom in on the cities and stuff, and you can read them a lot better than the other one. The other one was a little bit too small, unfortunately, to do on a regular basis. So, oops, did I turn that off? Turn that off. It's my little measuring stick there. So, yeah, nothing in Blairsville just yet. Blairsville's looking pretty good. Thank you, Patty Robbins, for the 100 jewels. I appreciate that. We got Tim Hall watching from Dalton right now. Obviously, Dalton's in that watch area. And we'll be switching back and forth between the Huntsville radar and the Atlanta radar here for tonight. And we got to watch the stuff over in Alabama, too. So, see how that stuff behaves here for this evening. Let me double check here some stuff here. I'll use my other thing here to see. Yeah, there's been a lot of wind reports up there. They just put a special weather statement out there for. Well, they're putting that out way in advance. All right, they just put a new special weather statement out for Blue Ridge and Blairsville. So this is for 50-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-inch hail. So not quite severe, but something to watch as this kind of sneaks on across the channel. Now that's to say that it could potentially go severe, and that's definitely a possibility. But that is for that area in there. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little closer here on the sweep program here. So there's the special weather statement there. Goes for 20 minutes. So it's for Fannin, Union, and Towns County. And we'll see if that turns severe later. You can see some of this stuff that's going west east. Some pretty good damaging winds, some moderate risk there as that's kind of projecting out there. And that looks like that's going to stay. So for you guys up there in Hayesville and maybe sneaking into Hiawassee, we got to watch that line there just to the east there. So this is showing storm moving. I don't know if it's moving at that speed, now 81, but that's just it picking up the speed of the storms. But severity index is pretty high on that one, so moderate risk. So we're going to watch that closely. Drop that down. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. First down coming through Hayesville now. Yeah, you're getting your first stuff. Yeah, there's that first stuff there in Hayesville. that just moved on through there. Hey, surfing it's. How you doing? Yeah, didn't it get some of those emojis look kind of weird? I'll tell you oh, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go over here. We just got a new warning here. Just kind of coming in. So let's go here. This is for just coming in. Hold on, let me get up here. Oh, it's updating. Okay, so this is for Fannin, Murray, and Whitfield counties. Goes for 34 minutes. Goes till 7 o'clock on this one. So again, we'll continue to watch this. Again, this is severe thunderstorm was located over Flint Springs, or 11 miles south of Cleveland, moving east at 30, 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail on that one. So that's the stuff that's just coming across the border right now. As you can see, that some pretty heavy stuff there. And there's that new warning there for Fannin, Murray, and Whitfield. So not a high population area in there, but again, we'll watch it as it goes over here. Obviously, Blue Ridge and Morgantown need to be watched. And thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Love those jewels. So we really got two areas to kind of watch here. There's that. They just updated that one. 9 minutes left on that warning. Nothing's really changed there. So, like I said, we kind of got two things we got to watch this obviously, and then we got to watch this stuff out here. Yes, dear. I'd bring it down lower. Yeah, I'd make it lower. My wife's gonna try to use my grill without burning it. Normally, I'd be doing that cooking right about now, but she's gonna do that tonight. Well, this initial stuff I think might miss Dalton, but the stuff behind it may not. I'll say that. So, yeah, looking here at the stuff going on up here, this initial stuff may miss Dalton, but I'm not sure if this stuff up here will coming in behind it. God knows it's plenty hot up there, that's for sure. Heavy rain and Ringgold, but the sky cleared up. We must be on the edge. Yes, you were definitely on the edge there in Ringgold for sure. You're just kind of getting a little bit there. Chatsworth, you're going to get a glancing blow as well. So we'll see how the stuff behind it does. The thing you got to watch out for when we're doing this kind of stuff is watch and see where the outflow boundaries from the storms kind of race out from each other. Like, for example, like right through here, you see that kind of right there. And they can interact and blow up new activity. So we got to watch closely to see how that evolves here for this evening. See, they issued another warning there for that. That goes until 7:15. So we'll watch and see how that'll be going back into Chattanooga here real soon. How'd you guys enjoy that heat today? I tell you, it was brutal. I think I got as high as 110 on my. I'm still sitting at 96 degrees with a heat index of 107 in Brazelton right now. I mean, just really just. Ugh. I'm looking forward to that lower humidity for tomorrow. I think tomorrow the feel like temperature and the air temperature, although still warm, won't be as oppressively high. Getting darker there in Hiawassee. Yeah, you're definitely getting, you got that storm just to your north. You got that one little storm out ahead there. So there's Hiawassee kind of getting a little bit of action there. Maybe a glancing little shower or storm that'll quickly move through and make you feel very uncomfortable and hot with that humidity, to say the least, until that stuff comes down. All right, we're averaging about 5 minutes and 52 seconds per watcher right now. So again, make sure you give us a lot of thumbs up action going there. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Feed the algorithm so that we can maintain our audience. That's how that algorithm works. Oh, that's a good one. Stay hydrated. 550 joules. James Mashburn, thank you. I love some of these new icons here. I make them big enough so I can read them. That's why they're kind of gaudy there, but I can see them. Let's see here. What you got here? Is the storm expected to go far down? It's Henry County. I don't think so. You're down there south of Atlanta. Everything that the models were kind of showing is by the time this stuff headed down this way, it was falling apart. It was getting too late for that. So Henry County, I don't think you're down south of Metro Atlanta. I think you'll be okay. The main action right now is going to be across North Georgia there. From Trenton over to Clayton, down to Cornelia, Dahlonega, Dawsonville, Jasper, obviously. And we'll see what's left of the stuff as it slides down into Metro Atlanta or not. We'll see if it's got any play there or not. But right now, those are our two active warnings there across North Georgia. Well, one actually, the other one just dropped off. So this is our current active warning right now. And then this one over here is a special weather statement. So those are right along the border. We're just kind of riding that border right now. See how look at that thing just boom. Like nothing. Then 3 o'clock, here it comes, boom. Back over here. There. So every time this is the watch warning map right here. So whenever you see that kind of that tan color in there, these are special weather statements, and the yellow ones are your severe thunderstorm warnings, and then obviously the green are your flood warnings. So that's what we're seeing. Now I unfortunately can't turn off the. Well, I probably can. I just haven't figured it out yet. Thank you there, Patty. You're doing a lot of joules. The all the other colors there are your heat advisories out there. The yellow is your severe thunderstorm watch. I probably can go in there and turn that off. I can figure out how to do it. I'll fool with it another time. I tell you, Murphy looks like they're going to get pretty good. That's a pretty good sell moving into Murphy, North Carolina. I know we got a lot of viewers up there in North Carolina. Western North Carolina likes to watch our channel a lot. So that's a pretty good healthy sell moving into Murphy right now. And we got to watch and see how the rest of this kind of goes. So thank you for that new subscriber. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Cleveland. Rosemary watching from Cleveland there. Thank you. Any forecast for South Cobb? I don't know. You might get some rain overnight with whatever's left from the front coming down south, but I'm right now not expecting anything severe down toward Cobb County. Okay, I think everything's going to be north. But with that being said, when you look at the severe weather outlook here for today, just go back to the category here. You still see a lot of Metro Atlanta, obviously, there in the marginal. So, and the reason why it's marginal is as the storms are coming down this way with the front, they are forecast to weaken. So, at what stage they're going to be in by the time they get down toward Metro Atlanta, that remains to be seen. So, again, we'll just kind of watch and see what the winds are with this, because there have been wind gusts up in Tennessee up to 70 miles per hour. We definitely have had that reported by some of the reports up there. So that's where we're seeing there. Let's go back to the radar here. Sprinkling in Dalton. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. I need to give me a drink real quick. Just give me 1 second. I should have grabbed a soda when I had the chance. So wife's outside. So give me 1 second. I'm going to grab that and actually restroom too. Stand by for a second. Mic on. Here you go. Dr. Pepper, ready to go. How you guys? Who else we got there watching here tonight? Go ahead and put yourself in the comments section there. Barbara saying she don't live far from the North Carolina border. She watching over on Facebook. So yeah, I got my Dr. Pepper going here today. Bartow County. It'd probably be later tonight, depending on how the timing on this. It does appear to be a couple hours off, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll be keep a watchful on the power outages too here for tonight as well. Hey, Swanee, good to see you. Got Kathy watching from Blairsville over on Facebook. So, I mean, so far I'm watching what's going on. I mean, we got big thunderstorms there, but doesn't look overly bad just yet. I mean, we got a couple of warnings in here, but looking at the radar signatures, they're strong. Definitely got some pretty good kick to these, but we'll see what happens as we get into the evening hours. I really think that we got a little bit of inhibition, and when I say that, something that kind of holds thunderstorms back a little bit in the atmosphere. And as we get a little bit into the evening hours, as that atmosphere cools a little bit, we saw this with the last event, for example. The storms may blossom a little bit more. So we're getting some, we're starting to see things. Look at this new activity here. It's kind of blowing up here just in the last couple minutes there. See that? Just in the last few minutes. So again, Blue Ridge, Cherry Log. Eventually we're going to get into Blairsville here with some pretty good stuff. Yeah, if your electricity doesn't go out, I don't want any of this stuff to get down into Brazelton. I'm not even in the watch area, so hopefully it doesn't, because I don't want my power to go out here. That's for sure. Don't want that at all. All right, Reska in the house. We got Murray County in the house. All y'all up there. Obviously, you're watching that. I always keep my map handy here. So let's go back over here to the so you kind of see the bigger perspective here. Oops. So look at all the wow, look at the size of that warning that just came out in North Carolina. Woo, that's a big one. Really going into Murphy and Hayesville. Look at that purple. You definitely got some hail in there with that. It's showing some hail. Yeah, 39% for some severe hail there. So probably may get 1 inch hail there a little bit there. It's saying moving to the south here, so we got to watch and see how that goes. So there's your times, and it's identifying this as an intensifying storm, so it's definitely getting a little bit stronger in there. 494 strikes in that image right there, so that's pretty intense. And you got some hail been reported in this one too. Some hail here. And that's 1.25 inches of hail being showing up on radar there. And that storm is kind of holding its own, sustained right there. So there's your times there. 727 Oasis, 733 in Dunn. And Patterson Mill at 737. Oops. Turn that off. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate you. The big thing on the channel, guys, and I want everybody to be very, very aware of what's going on with this. I've had my issues trying to get the advertising going. We're getting our numbers there. Our Facebook's well over 100,000. We're continuing to roll there. YouTube is going great. But we're definitely I'm gonna have to focus on trying to grow this thing as much as possible to get the earnings from the channels. Oh yeah. so that the channel becomes self-sufficient by sheer volume, and I'm not relying so much on trying to get the advertisings. I do want to get that eventually, but for right now, it's really going to be on y'all participation and subscribers and what viewership and all that thing. So if we can continue to grow, the big thing for YouTube is getting it up in the neighborhood of about 50,000 or so, because when we get to that number, the YouTube advertisers will be reaching out to me to look at their stuff. Say, hey, we like your channel. We want you to start promoting our product and stuff. And that's another way to earn income. The thing, trying to do what I'm trying to do here, earning, as far as operational budget wise is concerned, it's a lot of money. It's not cheap. I mean, I could go on like this, but I'm trying to bring it up to a professional 24-hour level. for you guys here in the community. And I definitely want to get my 24-hour channel going again for sure. It's definitely something I want to do. Yeah, they're definitely moving east. When you look at the looking compared to what the model data was showing this morning, which was more kind of a north-south push, we're definitely seeing we're starting to see a little more of a southerly push a little bit near, just a little bit, but definitely, more west-east than anything else with a slight southeast. So I'd say, kind of like this. We got to watch this line here. This looks like maybe a little bit further, a little more of a southerly push on that as well. Again, we got a frontal system that's kind of sinking south. That's what's kind of driving this right now. So, and as the atmosphere, whatever residual cap is in place starts to go away, I think these storms will feed off these temperatures that are very high in the 90s. A lot of stuff going on there. Yeah, I don't want no, I don't want no fake sponsors. I don't want that at all. But like I said, I got our weather app sponsor, Roof It Forward, out of Woodstock, Georgia. They're a great company. I'm glad having them as our weather app sponsor. And like I said, I got one other company that we'll be announcing here shortly. That's also doing another 6-month deal with us, and hope to help that business out here as well. I think you guys in Blairsville will appreciate that company too. Yep, I promoted that. I've been promoting my Roof It Forward buddies. Absolutely. I don't mind that. Ooh, that's a look at that. Look at that sell over Hiawassee. Wow. Anybody watching from Hiawassee? That's a pretty good. That thing got really strong over you guys. Look at that. Jeez. That is a. Let's see here with the got a hail. Yeah, got a little hail with that too. Look at that. Orange. There you go. Hey there, Dwight Kinney. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate that. Yeah, those jewels help. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're a long way from 50,000 though, I tell you. But again, you guys, y'all chatting on the chat there, and I'm watching y'all on Facebook too. But Facebook's not really. That's why I try to tell the folks on Facebook to go to the YouTube channel, because Facebook is really not designed for this kind of live coverage. I mean, you can do it. It's just they're doing it just to do it, because you can't retain an audience on Facebook. Facebook drops off. YouTube does not. YouTube, you can grow it while you're going it based off y'all doing stuff like that, and gifts and comments and stuff. It's all algorithm driven, which drives me nuts. I'm not a big fan of it because I worked in TV for so many years, so it's just something I'm not used to doing. So it looks like we got some pretty good stuff getting ready to come into Blue Ridge right now, very, very shortly here. I really hate to see areas up there getting rains, but it seems like all the heavy rains hits that same spot with some of these storms we've had here lately. So getting some pretty good rains coming into Chatsworth. Dalton's just getting a glancing blow, but again, you got a lot more stuff upstream to come to you guys in Dalton. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm figuring out the whole YouTube thing is been a real challenge for me, but it's coming along. I mean, the daily weather postings do pretty well. I'm very pleased with what's going on with that. But the big thing is can we get the YouTube channel up to a number like Facebook? Can we get that to like the 100,000 level? I think once it gets up to, if we ever got up to that level, then I think the channel becomes self sufficient on its own easily. Second line is already starting to thunder. Come this way for the yeah. The second one's going to come in there. There's a lot of lightning with that one too. So thank you for the gift, Sarah. I appreciate that. Obviously, we're watching what goes on with this one. So this stuff's moving on through. Like I said, this one looks like it's got a little more of a southerly push to that. And yeah, that even watch look at the lightning coming up there in Hiawassee. Usually the lightning coming up in the area that's an indicate. Usually when you start getting hail, ice is of course a very good conductor of electricity. So if you start seeing hail showing up on the scan, then yeah, you're going to get a lot more lightning too. But especially as we get toward the evening hours, I mean, just to see what kind of lightning we get on these storms. I remember when we covered that last severe weather event we had that came on through. We had every one of our cameras had lightning on them. It was just amazing to see how much lightning we had coming through here. See, D. Jared says rain's coming down in South Dalton. Yeah, I see that right there. You're kind of getting a glancing something. Something just kind of blew up there in the last few scans. Look at that through Dalton and Chatsworth. Yes, I tell everybody to do that. Everybody got to subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. Um, well, I tell you, my wish would be to be able to get the channel up to a large enough audience to where, like some of the bigger channels, where they don't have to do that. Hey, look at that 100 joules. Thank you there, Connor. I appreciate that. To where it becomes self sufficient. That would be awesome if ever got to that level. What? I don't know, Neil. I mean, some of them do it and some of them don't. The local market pretty much ignores me for the most part, at least so far. I don't know how much longer that'll continue. I'm hoping that the station I freelance is doesn't see me as quote unquote competition, but sees me as an asset. I would hope so, but we shall see. I will tell you that one of the biggest problems we're seeing out there in digital weather world, and I'm part of a digital weather network, a bunch of meteorologists over the country, is TV stations are getting very adversarial with some of their former chiefs and things like that, and it is becoming pretty nasty out there. I'll be honest with you. Murphy getting hit hard with rain and thunder and lightning. I don't doubt that. You guys getting hit really good there in Murphy. Pretty good heavy rains moving there through there too. Let's see what the rain totals are doing here, just to kind of look and see. I haven't looked at the rain totals with that. But oh yeah, look at that heavy rain. Wow, that's dumping. That is dumping. Check that out. That is over 2 inches of rain, 1 inch plus, and all that orange. And look how quickly that fell. Just a very short amount of time. So you guys got some torrential rains there, getting ready to come through Murphy right now. Absolutely. At least it's a quick hit and run, but getting an inch and 2 inches of rain in less than an hour, that'll definitely cause some flooding. Yeah, Mr. Span decided that Alabama, that Birmingham wasn't big enough, so he decided to take over the entire state of Alabama. And actually, he's not stopping there. I hear he's going after other states too. So, go figure. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Alabama Weather Network, and I'm very familiar with Mr. Span. So yeah, guy just turned 70, I think. I'm like, when's the guy going to retire? I mean, I hope to not be doing that stuff at 70, but hey, I guess you stay young by doing that, I guess, right? Hey, thank you for the duckling and the 900 joules. I appreciate that. That's one way to make earnings with those joules. Hey, if you guys want to become a member, you can do that too. We got two different levels out there. We have the Brick Tamlin level. If you're familiar with Anchorman, that's like $1.99 a month. That you guys get there are the weather report, which I do Monday through Friday. It's kind of more detailed look, a little longer look as far as what's going on weather wise. And then you got the Jim Cantori level because I used to work at the Weather Channel years ago, and I always loved Jim a lot, who just celebrated his 40th anniversary at the Weather Channel recently. So we got two different levels there. You can help support the channel. Sprinkles. Hey Connor, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? All right, we got. Also got to pay attention to what's going on over here in Alabama. We got to watch this stuff over here. This is kind of moving west east here, so we'll see how these storms are doing. A lot of these are not severe, doesn't appear. Yeah, there's kind of more special weather statement there. But you see all these. These are not, all of this is not severe. This is all special weather statement stuff here. So, and again, I think the reason why we're seeing that is because what I was seeing earlier in the atmosphere was that we had a little bit of a cap in place, a little inhibition. I was watching some smaller storms that were kind of firing and then they were falling apart. So that's probably some of the problems there. One thing I would want to share with you guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this company that I'm partnered with, and haven't really been doing a whole lot of promotion on their part, but I do need to do more with them. We have a call service here. If you don't like fumbling with the weather apps, if you don't like that, we have a call service called Weather Call Next Gen. It is a great service, basically where you're going to get when there's a severe thunderstorm warning or in your area, wherever you're at, it it locks into where your position is, and you get a call from me. I'm calling you and say, hey, you got a severe thunderstorm warning in your area. And what's really cool about it, it's great, especially at night with nighttime thunderstorms and things like that. Um, but I'll put the link in the chat if you got an interest there. It's like $15 for the entire year. It's like less than buying one of these for the year, and it's a good way to support the channel too. So that's something I need to put on our website here. Our website redesign, by the way, is about finished. I'm about ready to switch it on over to the new provider here real soon. So our website's getting ready to get upgraded. And when that's done, some new forecast products will go on the weather app too. So there'll be some of the daily slides and stuff will start showing up on the weather app as well. So let me go back over to the radar. Pardon me while I got off there a little bit. So I got all these warnings up here in North Carolina, but nothing coming over on the Georgia side. Really getting a little bit, seeing all the warnings up there through Asheville and stuff. But the Georgia side is just special weather statements. So you got North Carolina there. You got Cherokee and Clay. That warning goes for till 7:30. And that's a couple of our counties there. And then you got the ones over Graham and Haywood and Jackson and Mason and Swain, North Carolina. That goes for also till 7:30. So, but this stuff back here, I suspect is probably going to be severe as this kind of comes down this way. So we're going to watch that. See, look at the satellite. Always like to check the satellite. You get an idea if the clouds are cooling, getting hotter, continuing to blossom, which they are. And then you always get a phase where the storms will start to fade down. I think up until sunset, these storms will probably be holding their own for the most part here as these storms are continuing to blow up there with the daytime meeting. But that's pretty impressive. And I'm very interested to see how our weather progresses here as we go into going into the fall and winter. It's going to be, I think it's going to be an interesting season to say the least. All right, we're averaging about 7 minutes and 46 seconds on the coverage. If you're one of the 200 folks out there who've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Help us out here. And make sure you hit that notification bell. Very important you do that because YouTube can be very stingy sometimes. If you don't hit the notification bell, it won't alert you on our weather updates or let you know that we're going live on any kind of severe weather coverage. Got to do that. That's kind of part of what the YouTube wants you to do. Yeah, I'm not worried about tornado risk with this. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you I'll show you what we're seeing out there as far as the severe weather outlook. Again, these are the different levels here. The big threat here is going to be the wind. That's what we got covering a lot of North Georgia there. Again, showing that right there. But the tornado risk, it's not even lighting up, and neither is the hail. So it's predominantly wind. Okay, so we're not worried about tornadoes with it. It's not zero. It never is zero. There's always some fluky thing that can happen. But for right now, we're predominantly worried about gusty winds with some of the storms as they pulse up and pulse down. That's our big thing that we're watching here for tonight. So I got some storms getting pretty close, getting in toward Ellijay and Cherry Log, Blue Ridge getting hit a little bit, Morgantown getting hit a little bit. Blairsville is about ready to get hit, and there you see there's Blairsville in the top left-hand corner. Look at the dark clouds showing up there right now, and Dahlonega is also getting a little dark there as well. So you kind of see those. That's looking back off toward the north. And you can see at the top of my wife's grill. Hey, Julie, you can shut that grill. It's in my camera shot. So there's Helen. Helen looks awfully hazy. Boy, it's hot out there. Steamy, steamy, steamy. All right, so you see that it's getting a little darker there, and Dahlonega, that's looking off toward the north as well. So let's see the Dalton camera here. Dalton's right here. Yeah, Dalton's definitely getting some rain there. So there's other cameras I'm hoping to add here pretty soon. I think they got the Jefferson camera fixed. I want to get Jefferson back in here, and I don't know if the Lake Lanier camera's back up yet. But there's that storm arriving in Blairsville in the top left hand corner. You see it starting to rain down pretty good there right now. Right in the middle of folks trying to get on home. I'm noticing a little bit of mamadas for those clouds too. Kind of looking at the clouds up here. Now, Blairsville is our #1 watch city. For those who didn't know, that's actually our. I mean, granted, they're all pretty close together, but Blairsville is our #1. Let me turn that off a little bit. Yeah, but that's just kind of they're just kind of updated. There it is. The rain just kind of arriving at Blairsville right now as we speak. So getting some pretty good heavy rains blowing in there. Some little bit of wind as well. I'm beginning to think, Jerry. I think YouTube is having an audio problem because it doesn't appear to be everybody. I think it's just some folks are getting it, some aren't. So not sure what's causing it, but I mean, I got the microphone. If I got it in closer, I'd be like dang near eating it. But they were talking about the audio problems earlier, so I think YouTube's having some problems tonight. That's where I think it's coming from, because it's not showing up on my end, and when I was hearing on my phone, it was doing okay. So not sure. Hey, Marietta, good to see you. Let's see. That's me. That's up. Yeah, I'm just fooling with the actual audio here on the microphone. Let me pull back out here, but there's the Blairsville. Hiawassee got a quick hit and run there. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But we got to watch what's coming over the border here. Everything's there. That's all the current warnings. All the warnings up in the Carolina Mountains right now. So this is definitely coming in a little faster than what the models were showing. I mean, as far as the look, it's pretty close, but it is definitely, I'd say, a couple hours ahead of schedule. It's a little faster. Hey, Blairsville, good to see you. I see that we got Exhibit Venus. Thanks for that. Not a problem. And it's been a while since I've done this. I try to do this as often as I can because the turnover we get. So I always like to give you guys free stuff. So I will give you all the free stuff. Here is the link to our weather app. There's the Google. That's for you Android users, and for you Apple users. I'll put this in the chat here as well. So there is those weather apps. I think you guys will like them. They're very nice weather apps. Not very difficult. Yeah, starting to get really dark in LJ. Yeah, I definitely could see that. LJ is another city I'd love to get a camera in. Blue Ridge, LJ, I'd love to get cameras in both those places. Love to get one down in Rome and Cartersville. Let's get into all those places. Ooh, this cell up here is looking really nasty. This one up here across Northeast. We're heading toward Clayton here real soon. Mountain City. Julia, I know you're watching. You got that very nasty cell off to your east. Watch that coming at you. The hat. This is actually specially ordered hat. I need to do that. Hey, Anthony Reeves, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's something I need to look into. Get a hat provider. If I get my own store going again. I had a little store on my Weather Nerds channel. I never really sold anything on it, but I definitely need to get one started up here on the North Georgia side and put some merchandise out there. I know my buddy up there in East Tennessee Weather's got one. I need to do the same thing. So let's go watch the warnings and the updates there. Not that I can see. It's like to double check that. Everything's shifting off toward the east here. Jim Robinson doesn't doesn't ring a bell at the Weather Channel. I was there in the late 90s. That's how long ago that was. That was a long time ago. In fact, I started working at the Weather Channel when they were still at their old building, and we moved to the new one. That's how long ago that was. All right, we pull back out there again. You can see the storms over northern Alabama. But as far as the warnings are concerned, that's all there in the yellow. So there's the watch box, which goes until 10 o'clock tonight. All that area there in pink. So we'll see how these are. Right now, I'm okay not seeing us get too bad out there. Look at that, Ralph. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. Let me fix this real quick. Sometimes you got to zoom in and zoom out real quick. Sometimes it'll. But look at the temperature difference. It's 95 in Lafayette, 91 at LJ, but 75 up in Blairsville. It's raining. 93 over there in near Canton. It's just they're very hot. That's plenty of fuel for storms. Oops. All right, go back here to radar 1. Let me switch over to the Atlanta radar real quick. I want to see how these look from that one. Let's switch to the Atlanta radar here, and there's not looking too bad. Yes, I'm a big Georgia Bulldog fan. Yes, I was a fan back when I was like little 10-year-old in the first national championship team. So that's it's only 30 minutes from my house. So I've always been a big Georgia fan. Let's go back up to that Blairsville camera real quick. The quad camera. See how bad it's raining pretty heavily there. Wind doesn't look too bad though. You think sky's getting pretty dark there in Dahlonega, but there's nothing really in the immediate area. That's just looking those storms way off to the north. That's why they're so dark right now. But yeah, this storm. The only one I'm concerned about this storm, it really doesn't have. It's got a lot of lightning in there, a lot of lightning. So it's heading right toward Clayton. So Clayton, get ready to batten down the hatches. That's coming your way real quick. And let me see if it's got anything special on that one or not. I'm going to zoom in a little closer on that. Give me a second. Yeah, it's got a little hailer on there. It's a little bit behind. Yeah, getting in there. So showing 3/4 inch hail on that thing right there. And damage, a little bit of wind with that one as well. So a little bit drift to the southeast. So Clayton and Tiger both kind of in the path there. And intensity trend is kind of holding steady. So that's one thing I like about that app. When it plots me a skit that I can get into. There's severe wind here showing up. Pretty good winds above the surface. All right. Oops. Shut that down. Oops. So we'll continue to watch. So far, we're doing okay, guys. That's fine. But again, I'm not going to complain. Because nobody wants to see anything that's too destructive. Wind was moving in Blairsville about 10 minutes ago, but boy, oh boy, yeah. It's probably settled down now that you're always going to get the most wind on the initial arrival of any heavy downpour. You got to remember, you get a good downpour, it's pushing the wind out ahead. I always like to show that rock dropping into a pond analogy there, and that's what's kind of pushing out ahead there across the region. Hey, Cartersville, good to see you there, Cor Plecky. I hope I said that right. We got a couple of little showers here developed there down there. Out of that. Hopefully they don't come my way. I don't want no rain there right now. Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. No. This is just a regular Dr. Pepper. A creamy. I saw that flavor in the store there. The creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. I don't know who comes up with these flavors, but that's probably one I don't know. I don't know about that one. No, it's a flavor, Julie. The creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. I actually saw that. Yeah. What dry line is, how it affects thunderstorm. Dry line is not something we're seeing here. Dry line is something you see out in the plains, and basically when you get dry air that's bumping into a moist, moist tropical air, like moisture air coming out of the Gulf. So you'll have like dew points in the 70s, but on that dry line, the other side, it's sitting in the 20s. So wherever that boundary says, that's typically something we see in the springtime, and it's definitely not something we see here in the South. But out in the plains, they see that. Power out in Young Harris. Ugh, I hate hearing that. So Young Harris reporting some power outages up that way. And let's see what I'll give you an update on the power outage situation. Give me 1 second. I will check on that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I found one thing I do need to add to this thing. I found a really great website I do need to add that's got the really good power outage program. I really like it. I'm going to add it to this. I do like it. Data overlays, power outages. Let's see how Georgia's doing here so far. Let's see, Georgia, not too bad. Right now, about 2,292 people without power right now in the state. So we'll keep a watch file on those numbers, see how they progress. Any kind of light, I think the lightning strikes are probably the biggest thing that'll cause a problem. Criteria for a special weather statement typically is above 40 miles per hour, but less than 55 miles per hour. So anything that gets up above 55 miles per hour, that's when we get our severe weather criteria. But typically 40, 45, 50 is typically what I see with special weather statements here across North Georgia. And as you can see, we got plenty of them there. So all of these are special weather statements here. These are severe weather up this way. These are all special weather statements. So one thing, like I said, I mentioned earlier was the fact that what I did see, the only thing I saw there was a little bit of some warm air above the surface, what we call it a cap. It's can you imagine a soda bottle? So I got my soda bottle here, and I'm taking the atmosphere, I'm shaking. When the cap's in place, I can't get vertical motion. I can't get the thunderstorm to blow up. But when the cap is gone, you can get a storm going through. But if you got a storm moving into an atmosphere that's got a little bit of a cap in place, it can either inhibit that storm or even cause it to weaken. So very common, especially as hot as it was today. But as the sun angle starts to set and the atmosphere begins to cool a little bit, that cap or that convective inhibition starts to decrease, and therefore the storms have a better opportunity to thrive during the early evening hours than, say, if they were trying to pop up in the middle of the day when the cap is at its strongest. A little bit of weather lesson 101 there. I got a pretty good downpour getting ready to come into LJ, Cherry Log, Blue Ridge, going to hit pretty good. That's a pretty good cell there coming on through there. Some pretty good lighting with that. Going up the highway there, Highway 5. So getting some pretty good stuff there. Yeah, moving into Morgantown now. Yep, that's for sure. You're getting hit pretty good up there. But like I said, we still got some more activity back behind here. We got to watch all this stuff here. The stuff back here that's coming down this way. But so far, so good. I'm okay with that. How y'all doing tonight? We were averaging we've had about 1,200 views here on our broadcast. We've been going on for just a little over an hour, so not too bad. And we got 230 y'all out there. If you have not, let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and put it in the comments section there. Let me know where you're from and where you're watching. And we'll continue to kind of track what's going on here. Someone was asking about Jasper. Jasper's okay right now. Nothing in your immediate area. You are into the watch till 10 o'clock. So Jasper, I'll be watching this stuff back up here. This is the stuff this stuff here is going to pass to your north. So we got a few more hours here to watch here tonight. We're going to be on here probably, I'm guessing to probably at least 10 o'clock, I would think. So we'll see how things. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and give us a subscribe if you can. I haven't seen Tyler the Truth out there tonight. He's usually our main mascot out there on the on the chat. He's usually the guy telling everybody to subscribe. I haven't seen him yet. He probably will sneak in here later. So, looks like Sky Valley and Mountain City, Clayton. We were up at Highlands over the weekend. I tell you, if you haven't gone up to Highlands, I love going up to Highlands because a lot of people don't. Some folks don't realize Highlands at above 4,000 feet. And what was interesting when we were there on Saturday, it was 83 degrees here, but down here it was 93 degrees. So that elevation makes a nice saving grace, to say the least. Thank you for that new subscriber. And so let's take a look at that quad. See how it's still raining pretty heavily there in Blairsville right now. I saw the temperature pop there, 85. Still, it's raining. It's still 85. Damn, that's how hot it was there. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. Well, that's a nasty cell there. That went through Hiawassee. Let me get back here. Core Plecky, thank you thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. A Jim Cantori member. I appreciate that. Again, y'all look for y'all's the weather report. I post that every morning, typically before 8 o'clock. It kind of gets into the nuts and bolts of our forecast period. Go back here to the radar here. So let me go to the satellite here real quick. Watch it blow up, folks. Boom. Yeah, still trending upward. And thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. It alerts me on some of them. Doesn't alert me on all of them. So. Yeah, glad to see that cell that pulsed up over Hiawassee. Looks like they added some more counties. They just added some more counties here. These just got added to the watch. Just got to pull on there in the upstate South Carolina. I don't know if it'll make it through all the way or not. We'll see. Yeah, Spalding County, I think you guys are too far south. You guys down there in Spalding County, you might get the residual what comes through later. But the trend is once the sun goes down, especially as we get toward midnight, these storms are trending downward. That's what all the model data we're showing here. We got, in Lonola, it says bad here in Hiawassee. I don't doubt that. Y'all getting some pretty good, getting some good heavy stuff moving through. You had one storm move through, now you got another one moving through up there in Hiawassee. They just added up those new watches there. So look at the precipitation. Let's see what the totals here are doing with rainfall. Not too bad so far. The heaviest rain was right there near Murphy. Roof repair guy. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, if you want a good roof, anybody out there who gets any kind of damage or needs to get the roof done or you've been putting off, I'm telling you, you got to call Roof It Forward. That is the company there. I'm telling you, these any company that sits there and will take time to, give money back to. Thank you for that new subscriber, JF032. Thank you. That takes time to take their money and actually give money back to a cause. I think that says a lot there. So if you are in need of a roofing company, I'm gonna put this in the chat for you. They're our weather app sponsor, so I definitely support those guys. But if you do need a roof, give those guys a call. They really put their money where their mouth is. They really do. Got a new warning that just got issued, so let's go take a look at the new warning here. Just got issued here. So I'm going to go over to the other Radar Omega here. There's our new warning. So let me pull this up real quick, get all the stats on there. So we're talking about Dawson, Fannin, Gilmer, Lumpkin, and Union. Goes until going till 8 o'clock. All right, so we got a lot of stuff in here as these storms are moving on through. We're getting some pretty good stuff. So we're talking about Burnett and Goose Island, Rich Mountain at 734, Big Creek at 741. Kind of moving into those areas. So you see the progression of that. We are looking at some hail possible with here, probably pea size, probably not too big with the hail, and some gusty winds in there as well. So get back over to this. So there's our new warning. That's a pretty big, large box there. So we'll watch that. We got that Dahlonega camera. We'll have to watch it. The skies there are getting progressively darker. You see how dark the skies are getting there in Dahlonega in the bottom right-hand corner. And Helen, for that matter. Look at Helen. Helen's skies are getting dark there, too. So Helen getting dark and Dahlonega getting dark. Just look at those storms back off toward the north and west of them moving there. And you can see the rains there in Brazelton. But my backyard, I've got blue skies here in my backyard. I'm looking good so far. Let's go back over to this. Yeah, that's a pretty nasty cell. Getting ready to come through Cherry Log. Thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you. That's a pretty good cell there coming through Cherry Log right now. Blue Ridge getting hit pretty good. I'll tell you, if there was one place I would love to put a camera, is that would be at the Mercier orchards. I think I got such a gorgeous view there over those orchards. I was trying to offer them guys something special, but their marketing company, I don't even think they even shared my offer with them. They're like, he ain't big enough yet. We'll get there eventually. But I want you to pay attention to something. Look, I want you to watch this storm that's coming into Cherry Log. Look what's happening with the lightning in here. See it going up? Okay, so it's telling me two things. A, the storm is intensifying, and B, probably got some small hail areas too. So lightning data is going up. Heavy rain's going up through Cherry Log. At least looks like the worst of that storm is going to stay south of Blue Ridge. Let me see what the winds are doing in there. There's a lot of wind. No, I'm not really seeing a lot of wind up there. It's too elevated, unfortunately. I'm using the radar from Peachtree City, so it's too far away. But definitely getting some good stuff here. Again, that's the warning right there. Got a couple of showers here that popped up here. That's also whenever I see that away from the main activity, and I start seeing a little shower starting to pop. Again, going back to what I was talking about earlier about the atmosphere kind of cooling down a little bit. The inhibition's settling down. I think that's what we're starting to see, because it is getting after 7 o'clock now. All right. Went from 83 degrees to 74 degrees in 15 minutes in Blairsville. Feels great on the porch. I don't doubt that. You get that rain-cooled air coming in there. You get a little Mother Nature's cooling system there coming down. The wind speed. Let me go back over to the warning here. I'll open it up for you. I would say it's probably 60-mile-per-hour winds in here, but I'll open up the text message here. So it's moving east at 20, and thank you there, Kevin Keener. Thank you for subscribing. 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. So that's Lumpkin County, Gilmer, Dawson, Union, and Fannin. Goes till 8 o'clock on that warning. I'm just getting kind of near Blairsville a little bit. That's a pretty nasty cell. Look at all that purple in there. That's probably your hail cores in there too. Let me set that down. Hail core. Pull that back a little bit. So it's showing 1-inch hail in there. So, and probably a little bit smaller than an inch, but it's a pretty good hail showing up in there. Probably get a little bit of hail. Oops, sorry about that. Cut that back. That's probably the most intense cell I've seen over Georgia so far. Go back over the other radar here. And yeah, I would say Dahlonega, y'all need to watch. Well, we got a good camera there in Dahlonega, so we got to watch that closely. That's it's kind of an east-southeasterly direction there, so Dahlonega might get a good hit there. And then we are seeing some dark clouds up in Helen too. Oops, get back to my quad camera here. Yeah, watching the two cameras there. Blairsville's already in, but you see how dark the skies are getting there in Dahlonega. It's getting pretty dark there right now with the storms coming in. All right, so I like to take the big look to kind of see which ones are the special weather statements and which ones are not. Rome, you guys, let's see. We got to pay attention to what's going on upstream from y'all. And really will depend on this activity here. Right now, there's a couple of warnings over here in Alabama, but that's the stuff you'd have to watch here to get into Rome. That'll be later tonight. Again, you kind of see this line kind of filling in a little bit, but at the same time, not really in the warning. Got one warning on this cell here, and then one back over near Huntsville. These are special weather statements. Get that going. I don't know if it's going to die down and gets in. I would say probably not. I'll be honest with you. I think that probably holds its own going in toward Dahlonega. I definitely, at that speed, you still got a little ways to go here. Let me stop this thing real quick. So you're about, how far is that away? That's about, 27 miles, maybe an hour? So about 27 miles on that. Get that back playing again. So yeah, if I'm Dahlonega right now, if I got anything out, trash cans, my umbrella up in my backyard, patio furniture, anything like that, I take it down. Just get it ready because you're gonna get hit with a pretty good gust of wind, and at least initially, then it'll settle down. You get some lightning, get some thunder in there. It'll be kind of definitely be a quick hit and run. Hey Husky, thank you for the jewels. Oh, I love that. I love those. Those are so funny. So Dillard, Mountain City, Clayton, you guys up there in Raymond County, you got a pretty good cell moving in there. So Julia, if you're watching, watch out for that. I'll tell you, Julia is one of our avid watchers, and she contributes to the channel all the time. So I make sure I take care of her. Yeah, let's go back here to the precipitation totals here and look this in a hot minute. Yeah, it's kind of holding its own. Hey, see, we start getting the yellow. That's still we start getting the 1 inch plus. Yeah, you're not in the warning yet, but if that storm holds where it is right now, again, this current warning goes till 8 o'clock. I do suspect that there may be an additional warning if that cell holds its own for both Dahlonega and maybe even getting into Cleveland, both those areas. But it's very not unusual to see the storms kind of pulse up, pulse down. They're kind of like they breathe and then they set off outflow boundaries and you get different activity kind of form. You're seeing stuff kind of back building here toward Talking Rock. You got a few showers here to the south. I got rain coming down in Dalton again. Not quite there yet. We got stuff coming back over the line here though. You see that up to our Fort Oglethorpe, getting some stuff just coming out of Tennessee. So more rain coming into Ringgold here real soon. Mm-mm-mm. You must have just been reading my mind. That's why I just showed you. Watch out for that. I want to share with you guys, if you guys haven't heard of this service called Weather Call, if you don't like fooling with the apps, you like all that, if you like for me to call you and let you know when there's a warning coming to your house, it's great service to go ahead and sign up for. It costs basically a fountain drink a month. That's what it costs. Covers $15 for the whole year. And basically, you'll get a text message alert showing you the warning, shows you the stuff. You get a phone call from me telling you it's a thunderstorm warning in your area. If you don't like fooling around with all that technology stuff, if you want to feel better about it. So I'll put the little link here in the YouTube chat. It's called Weather Call. Weather Call Next Gen. Great service. Great way for you to get something out of it and support us at the same time. So check out that service. Again, if you sign up for it, you'll get a text. What you'll do is you'll get a call from me as a test message. You'll say, hey, this is Greg Majewski from North Georgia Majestic Weather with a test call. And then you just save the number in your phone as weather call or weather call Greg, me, and save in your phone. And then whenever you get weather like this, or if it's coming in at night or something like that, you just turn your ringer on. It's going to call you. You're going to get the text alert showing you the radar and where you're at and all that stuff. It's really, really cool. I like having that service. A buddy of mine up in a guy up in Indiana. Of course, they've had a lot of active weather up there in Indiana and in Illinois. I think he's signed up like 1,000+ people on that service. Get a lot of stuff there. Let's go back in here. So looks like the worst of it coming through Blue Ridge. Cherry Log's finally getting LJ's finally gonna get a break here. Looks like they're done with this initial line, but they may get some more stuff later tonight. Um, so we got and the stuff across Northeast Georgia looks like it's settled down here just a little bit. So what I'm watching right now is this cell here, and then kind of watching this here as it's just coming over the line. And looking this stuff over here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that if you can. We're averaging about 9 minutes and 15 seconds per viewer, so I'm glad to have a lot of y'all watching a long time here on our coverage tonight. I appreciate that. And if you are new, go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. Go ahead and put that in the chat. And again, I appreciate you guys helping to support our channel. We're growing a little bit. These severe weather events are the ones where we kind of get our best opportunities to grow the channel. And I mean, the daily postings do help. They obviously do help, but yeah, that's what you guys are seeing there in Cleveland is this stuff here to your west that you're seeing. That you're looking to your west and you're seeing this storm here. There's Cleveland. There's Dahlonega. So that's what y'all are seeing. Thank you for those 2 new subscribers. I appreciate that. Oh, Julia Taylor, you got weather call? Yeah, Julia will tell you all about weather call. It's a really great service. Again, especially if you're not techno savvy, if you don't like fooling around with the weather apps, like I put the weather app in there, it's free in there. If you don't like that, just sign up for weather call. It's once you sign up and it's logged in on there, it's on your phone. You saves, it calls you. You get the text message for everything you need to know. And by the way, it works wherever you're at. You set up wherever you want to go. So it's a great service. So far, I would say what I've seen so far with our severe weather here today, it's about what I expected. This is definitely what I would call a typical kind of a late summer type thing. As far as the level of severe weather, the winds, the stuff, not your traditional spring stuff. Now, I'll tell you, when we start getting into November and December with the active weather pattern that I'm expecting because of this extremely strong El Nino that we're having. You notice I didn't call it the other word. It's a very strong El Nino. There are 4 levels for El Nino, if you don't know. It's weak, moderate, strong, and very strong. That super El Nino term you see thrown around across and media worlds, there's no such thing. There's no designation of a super El Nino. It's just something the media locked on to really describe a very strong El Nino. But it is going to be one that's going to be probably record-breaking. And I'll be honest with you, we really don't know what influence it's going to have on the weather. You're going to see a lot of folks telling you, we're going to have a lot of snow this winter because of the super El Nino. Well, be honest with you, I don't know because, yeah, we're cooler than normal for during an El Nino season typically, but I don't know what kind of cold air we're going to have available. What kind of snowpack is going to be up? Because typically up north they got no snow on the ground in Canada, and you don't get a whole lot of cold air. You still got to rely on some Arctic air to be able to come down, even if we're cooler and wetter during that time. So yeah, be careful what you see out there in social media world. There's going to be a lot of crap you're going to see that's going to get flung around a lot. So we'll keep you straight, but it is going to be a little bit of unusual weather. I think it's going to be active for sure. I think that's a pretty much good. Thank you there, Joe L. Herbert. Thank you for joining us as a new subscriber. I appreciate that. And let me go back to that camera. Whenever I see a storm approaching, I always like to go back and look at the cameras and see what's going on there. You see the wind there picking up a little bit there, and it's a little bit up there in Helen. You see how dark the skies are getting here. Of course, still raining over into Blairsville right now. Well, I got blue skies in my backyard. So still looking at the watch warning. Something changed there. And let me go back at the satellite. Yeah, still building. I always watch the satellite because I like to see what these storms are doing. You can see them still kind of building up in here, so they're still blossoming up. And you can see how the thunderstorms that have been up here have kind of peaked. They're kind of cooling off a little bit. So you get an idea of what the storms are doing. It's always good to look at that satellite picture and get an idea. So there's all the watches that are out there. Oh, I got to fix that again. I always got to zoom in and zoom out on that thing when it does that. Sorry. My wife's fussing at me because I parked in her parking spot. It was an accident, really. I was planning on doing something this afternoon, but didn't get a chance to do it. I was going to try to get rid of the weeds in my driveway, but didn't get a chance to do it because this kind of got a little active on me here, which I don't mind. Believe me, I would rather do weather than do yard work any day of the week. Absolutely. I see they put a new development. Let's see, they got mesoscale discussion, but they got no watch probability 5%. So they put a new discussion out for these cells here, which we'll see if this makes it all the way across or not. And thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you. I have no idea how long it's going to take me to get to 50,000 on the YouTube channel. That's going to take a hot minute. Let me go. I keep hearing a couple alerts here. All right, so we still got 28 minutes on that warning there. And I'm still kind of holding its own. We're either going to get a special weather statement or an additional warning up for these two. That'll be coming here probably in the next 30 minutes. We'll get a warning that'll come out there shortly. Hold on a second. My dog decided to come over and sit near me. So there's Dahlonega there. See, that's in the path there. So Dahlonega, you see that there. That's the hail path. It's a 3/4 inch hail, some small hail with that. And the storm is it's sustained, so it's kind of holding its own. So that's getting closer to y'all, Dahlonega. Y'all watch out for that. We were up in Dahlonega yesterday. We enjoyed that. We were down on the square and we had lunch over at Shenanigans. We love our Irish restaurant there. And if we ever retire in Dahlonega, that's where we'll be hanging out a lot. It's one of those things where there's some lightning in Helen. Saw that flash up there in the upper left hand corner. I saw that come up. So getting a little dark there in Helen of the skies. Hopefully folks get off the road there a little bit. Start heading inside because it's going to start storming there soon. Let's go back to the radar here. So seeing that little storm just to the north there. Looks like they're getting just the outer rim of that storm. So as I mentioned before with these storms, pulsing up, pulsing down, you see the lightning trends going back down again. So again, that's very normal with summertime storms. That's probably the biggest difference you'll see between summertime storms and say the springtime storms. The springtime ones, you'll typically get the longer track, long duration type thunderstorms where summer storms will just kind of oscillate back and forth. I hear my cat. If you hear my cat, I apologize. He's very vocal. He's old. He wants my wife upstairs to take care of him. So again, we're getting new activity. We're going to watch up here toward the northwest. That stuff's starting to get fired up there. Nothing severe, but it's just something to watch. And we got a pretty good cell here just over the border here. This is back in Tennessee. And of course, this is northeastern portions of Alabama there. So Trenton, Chickamauga, Lafayette. You guys need to watch that stuff. That's going to be coming down here within the hour. I've been having complaints about the volume all night, Kay. I don't know what it is. I think it's a YouTube issue, because my volume levels here on my audio mixer on OBS, as well as what I'm hearing on the phone, it's like some people are getting audio problems and some aren't. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube, with the audio there. I thank you for the 10 joules there. I appreciate that, because I've got my thing up all the way. If I go up any higher, it's going to be distorted. Yeah. So I think it's a YouTube problem tonight. Unless I really project, which is really weird. I keep this camera is actually facing in that direction. I'm waiting to see if I could see the wall cloud showing up. That'd be, I'm looking out there, but not raining in hell, and it's raining close by, but not quite there. And there's the, yeah, I can see it a little bit better here. See the rain shaft right there, right there. There it is. Kind of curling back over. Woo. Yeah, Kay, sorry about that. You're watching from Gainesville. Yeah, I'll try to keep it up. Like I said, I really think it's a YouTube issue, because some folks were saying they're fine. I pulled it up on mine. It sounded fine. My wife did as well. So, getting dark and thundering in Toccoa. Yeah, you definitely got some stuff coming into Toccoa. That stuff that was over there though is settled down just a little bit. So, Toccoa, you're looking at that storms back up to your north and east there. So there's Toccoa. This stuff here, it doesn't look all that bad. He got it turned up. Turn it up, baby. All righty. Yeah, these storms over in these storms in Alabama, these are pretty good. You see a lot of lightning with that. But so far hasn't been too bad here across North Georgia. We've been okay so far. I really believe if they came in a little bit later, some of that inhibitors probably would not have been there. I think just a little bit. I think these came in a little faster than severe thunderstorm warning issued for Dawson, Fannin, and okay, we got a new one here. This is coming into Dahlonega now. So here we go. So we go back over to that other. There's the new warning. So pull down here a little bit. So again, this is going for Dawson, Fannin, and Gilmer, Lumpkin, and Pickens. And that goes until 8 o'clock, 22 minutes on that one. That storm's moving pretty good. So 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1 inch hail on that. So let me look at the actual text on this. So it's southeastern Lumpkin, southeastern Gilmer, Dawson County, northeastern Pickens, southeastern Fannin. Goes until 8 o'clock. Storm's moving to the southeast at 25. It's about 11 miles southeast of Ellijay. Okay, so we're talking about Dahlonega, Dawsonville, Amicola State Park, Sequoia Lake, Camp Merrill, Fawcett Lake, Springer Mountain Shelter, PQ, Black Gap Shelter, all the folks up in the mountains. So you guys watch out for that. That's just kind of getting into the Dawson area there too, or Let's go back over to there. Woo! Yeah, that stuff over the Cumberland Plateau. We'll see. We'll see if it holds together or not. But there's that new warning. So Dawsonville and Dahlonega, watch out for this. This will be coming y'all's way here pretty soon. I'm surprised they only took it to 8 o'clock, though. I would have taken that to about 8:15, I would have thought. That's a little short. A little short on the time. Little short. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, we're coming up on 2,000 views on the channel here for tonight. That's we've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes, averaging about 9 minutes and 36 seconds. So you guys are long duration watchers tonight. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, give us a subscribe. Let me know where you're watching from. Give us a thumbs up there. I think we probably would have more viewers on here if we had a little bit more North Georgia under the watch right now. So we're kind of hugging the North Georgia area here. So you're talking about this stuff up in here to see how this looks as it comes in here toward Dade. We shall see. And of course, we got those warnings that are south of Huntsville right now too. And the Braves and the Twins are getting ready to play right now. You're ready then. Little Sprout saying you're watching from their phone and they're fine. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know if it's the smart TV aspect or whatever YouTube's doing on there or what the deal is. It's on the phones it seems like it's fine. So I do apologize for any audio inconveniences for you guys tonight. It's like I think that one's out of my control, unfortunately. Go back up the quad here. What if skies look nasty in Dahlonega? It is dark. But I see the rain shaft. See that rain shaft right through here. Oops. There's the other cameras. I got 2 cameras in Dahlonega I can look at. So there's our picture right there. This stuff's continuing to kind of slowly drift southward. I'm watching all this stuff back in here. So there's some hot spots in here. So Granger Adventure saying he's kicking up winds up there in northern Habersham, trying to rain to get started. Yeah, I really hate it for you guys that don't get the rain. It's like, I got rain all around me. I didn't get nothing in my backyard. That's typical summertime stuff, man. But you see the stuff there north there in Habersham County coming up toward Tula Falls. Some storms there north of Clarksville. So you got some pretty good rains there north of Habersham coming in. Braves game is delayed. Oh, really? Are they playing up Minnesota? I thought that was an indoor stadium. I know the down. I know. Hail equals bad. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole ton of hail with this stuff. There's a hail core right there. There's the hail core there. This is a hail core, but maybe 1-inch hail with that. But you clearly see the hail core. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. So looks like that hail core might slide between Dawsonville and Dahlonega. At least that's where the worst of that storm is. And that might make its way to the Gainesville area. I know we got Gainesville. You need to pay attention to that cell. I don't think it'll get into me, but that might sneak down into Gainesville. Yeah, Murray County, you got that stuff coming over the border now. Got to watch that stuff. You had one round, got round number 2 getting ready to get going. Bring on the rain. Hey, you guys give me a second. As I drink this, I got to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what you waiting for? Let's get that. Let's push that subscriber count up to 400. We got to get it. We got to get it past 400 tonight. Been kind of slow tonight, but we got to get that thing over 400. So help us out. He's back. How y'all doing? All right, you got 2 new subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You think it's the smart TVs? Yeah, I think that's probably what it is, which is kind of a shame, too, because I really like watching stuff on smart TVs. So that's probably what that is. Let's see here. I want to go back over to. I want to put this in here. I always like to give our weather app sponsor a plug, so I will put that in the chat right there. If you guys get any damage from any of these storms, if they cause you any problems, or if you got an old roof you've been putting it off, which I wouldn't recommend doing, by the way. If you do need a roof, give those guys a call there at Roof It Forward. I just put the link in the chat there for you guys. They are a really great company. They have given over $634,000 to local children's charities here. They got more than 2,700 reviews on the Google reviews. They're really a great company, and they will take care of you guys if you are in need of a roof. So check them out. Hey, Julia, did you pick up Tyler's job since he's not online tonight? Yeah, as far as subscribe and hit that notification bell. I have a guy, Tyler the Truth. He followed me when I was doing my trying to do a national channel, which was a miserable failure. He came over to this channel. He's usually our guy out there on our chat universe who kind of tells folks to remind them to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So. But Julia's picking up the tab tonight. Thank you, Julia. And I kind of think of this, I'm the instrument. I'm just the poor weather nerd who just likes doing weather, and I really do think of this as y'all's channel. This is y'all's stuff. I just try to help y'all out and keep y'all informed because, when I retired from the military, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. I didn't want to get another job somewhere, and I was, taking care of my dad, then my father-in-law, then my dad, and so this kind of fell in my lap when this thing got going about a year and a half ago. It's coming up on 2 years. 2 years in December when I first tried to do this channel, but the first 2 channels were crashes and burns on Facebook, so it's only been about a little over a year for this new channel. So we're still going on. Still lightning in northeast Georgia. Yeah, you're definitely seeing some of that, but not as much. You see a lot of lightning over Highlands right now. They're getting hit pretty good where we were. This stuff up here in Raymond County is not bad. The lightning's trending downward on this cell here too. So again, we always pay attention to that lightning counter to see how the storms are behaving. Hiawassee! I think Hiawassee's got one of the most beautiful shots up there, looking over the lake. I love that. Love that view up there. Over there, over lake, up that way. Now I'm watching for any outflow boundaries on this stuff, and I watch that closely because if we get any kind of outflow boundaries, you might get some more stuff to come on through there. Yeah, Blairsville looks like things are settling down a little bit up there right now. Kind of looking, it's still raining there, but that one cell looked like it totally missed Helen altogether. Their roads aren't wet at all. It looked like it went right around them. But Delana is looking really dark, looking nasty there. Lake Chatoog, thank you. I was having a brain fart. Yeah, that's another camera I wish it would come back up. That camera's been down for months too. So there's all our warnings right now. There's the kind of the bigger picture. Here's that cold front right back here. See that front? That front is going to, we're still going to be warm tomorrow, but I'm expecting the dew points to drop. So the air will not be as oppressively hot tomorrow. It'll still be warm, but I don't think we get into having heat advisories for tomorrow for a lot of North Georgia. I think we get a bit of a break from that. So, but you kind of see the warnings here across the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, even over in Mississippi. So that's where all our warnings currently are lined up. Thank you, Cassie. Just subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on board. Yeah, your phone's upstairs. It's going off. It's been going off for like... Hey, Timothy, good to see you there. Hula to yourself too, man. Hula, it's an Army thing. You got to be in the Army for 30 years like I was. When someone says hula, you're kind of acknowledging them. All right, only got to get 9 more to get us over that 15,400 mark. That'd be pretty nice. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, help us out there. We also just went over 2,000 views here on our coverage here for the last hour and 50 minutes. Again, for this little event, that's not too bad. And hopefully we won't be doing a ton of these during the fall. Like I said, a late fall. I think November, December could be interesting to say the least. What's got me concerned about the what's going to go on this fall is what goes on with El Nino. That's a lot of lightning of that. And got some stuff coming into Dalton here too. Let's see if the camera up in Dalton's raining here or not. Oh, not that one. Let's see here. Dalton, is it raining there? Nope, got some dark clouds there though. Not raining there at the little train depot there. And go back to satellite picture here, see how this is doing. Thank you for those do no subscribe. Thank you. There you go. Only got to get 5 more. Hey, Jenny, good. Thank you. I don't know why that's too small. I got to blow that one up. Kind of watching the satellite here, and thank you, Taylor. I'll have to fix that on my satellite picture. I got it too small. So it's holding their own. Only 5 more to go to get us over that 400 mark. Let's see here. Thank you for your service. Win here in Mount Airy, Georgia. Well, thank you there, Cherry. And I appreciate you guys. Anybody, if you got any weather in your area, if you want to share it, definitely make sure you put it in the chat. So I do try to share that information whenever you guys post that stuff. So if you get anything of any significance in your area, share it with your fellow viewers out there. And let us know how it's going. So getting a redevelopment of a line here starting to form here across northwest Georgia. Now this looks severe, but raining again there in Dalton, obviously. Chatsworth going to get some more rain here in a minute. And we'll see how this stuff going. The other part of this, again, we watched where the rain is kind of cooling off there. Severe thunderstorm warning. Well, we were just watching that area. I was just zooming in on it. Okay, well, let's go back over that. Oh, that's what's coming over the border. I see. Hold on a second. Go back over to it. So that's coming up here. Let's go with the radar. There's the new warning. Let me go back over to this one. Hold on a second. We got a new warning. Let's go zip that up. There it is right there. So this is for Dade and Walker County. Goes until 8:30. This is for northeastern Walker and Dade County. Goes to 8:30. Storm was located over South Pittsburgh. That's coming out of Tennessee and moving east at 35. 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail. So that's for that cell that's just coming over the border there. Kind of a weird thing. It's different weather offices. That's the thing. You got one weather office that's responsible for this one, and then you got another weather office for this one kind of coming out ahead of it. So, it's a little bit of a handoff there between the two weather offices. Yeah, we'll see if it gets stuff into Rome. That stuff to the west that we got to watch if it gets into Rome or not. So we're looking the stuff there from. It's a question of whether this stuff here, holds together and if it continues to move in the direction it's moving, it should come into Rome a little bit later tonight. But with that being said, as we get closer and closer to midnight, the storms are forecast to start going down. Hey, Diane Farley, good to see you tonight. Diane's one of our regular viewers here on the channel. Jasper getting a little bit of wind. That's kind of that tail end Charlie, that's some of that stuff that's kind of moved through there. I don't know if Jasper, you're going to get much of anything because it looked like it just kind of caught the tail end of you there, at least on this initial stuff. And it does not appear that we'll get an additional warning out ahead of this. I think we may get a special weather statement, but that storm looks like it's weakened a little bit. Heather's watching from Facebook. Hey, Heather, good to see you there on Facebook watching from Dawsonville. I know you're in that warning area right now. Chickamauga. You guys got to watch what's going on up this cell up here. Obviously, you're in that new warning. This is the cell you got to watch here coming into Chickamauga. So you got that within the next hour. So just watch out for some heavy downpours with that. A lot of lightning with that cell too. Yeah, you're not too bad there just yet. All right, we need to get 5 more subscribers. Who's going to give us that 5 more to get us over that 15,400 mark? I love to make a run at 15.5, but I don't think that's realistic tonight. Probably not realistic tonight. That's good for Jasper. Clouds are dark ahead there at Ball Ground. Yeah, that's the storm that's to your north there at Ball Ground. That's just kind of, you're getting a glancing blow. Obviously, Ball Ground is to your south right here. This is going this way. If this back builds enough, you might get just a brief little heavy shower, but I don't think it's going to be too bad there for you. You got a little shower there approaching Gainesville too. Yeah, you'll get that. I mean, that these temperatures when they drop off, if you're kind of cut ahead of this, look at the temperatures here. All right, they did issue a warning out ahead of that other warning, so they're kind of doing it weird tonight. Wow, they're doing this kind of weird. All right, so let's go over here. They just issued a new warning taking out of that other one. I wasn't sure if they were gonna expand this out, but they did. And this is for this one. So this is for Dawson, Forsyth, Gilmer, Hall, Lumpkin, and Pickens. Goes until 8:30. Really weird because these storms aren't moving all that fast. All right, so it's northeastern Forsyth, southern Lumpkin, southeastern Gilmer, Dawson County, and northwestern Hall, and northeastern Pickens. Goes till 8:30. Storm is located near Amicalola Falls and moving southeast at 30 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and penny-sized hail. So this includes getting into Gainesville, Cumming, Dahlonega, Dawsonville, going to Coal Mountain, Juneau, Fawcett Lake, Murrayville. So all those areas in that path right there. So there is our new warning. Again, looking at some damaging wind being reported in there still. Moderate risk for damaging wind showing up in there. And the trend on that storm is kind of holding its own. But that's the pathway there. That's not too far from me. Not quite there, but getting close. All right, let's go back over to here. Those all our warnings are right now. So I'll kind of all up and down that line out of that main front. Not too bad. That one over Helen didn't look all that bad earlier. Hello, F1. How you doing? I see the video doing well. You still got some rains. You got some stuff blowing up there to the east of Helen there. That earlier stuff kind of missed y'all, kind of went around you. But you still got some stuff kind of reforming there. So Helen's still dry on their camera right now. Blairsville had a pretty good rain. It stopped there. And look at that rain shaft approaching Dahlonega. Look at that. Here it blows. Getting close. Getting real close there in Dahlonega. Yeah, I'm not thinking tornadoes tonight, guys. No, this is going to be gusty winds and a lot of lightning. Those are going to be your main thing. Lightning, if you get those positive ground lightning strikes, it'll cause you power outages, quick burst of winds whenever you get the initial rain surge into your area. That's what you guys got to deal with for tonight. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired. I'm still haven't fully recovered from last week. I'm a little tired tonight, so I'm not. I don't feel like I'm on my A game tonight. I really don't. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff with my dad, who's doing okay, by the way. He's doing better. We're getting ready to move him into some inpatient physical therapy to get his movability back again. but yeah, I'm doing okay. Just feeling kind of going with the flow here tonight. So, I just hope I can keep it going for 2 more hours. Yeah, you can always get the possibility of getting some trees taken down with some of the winds. I'm not worried about the flooding problem. These storms are moving, so there'll be some locally heavy rains here and there, but I'm not worried about flooding too much tonight. If these storms were a little more or moving slower or not moving at all, I'd be a little more worried about it. But I'm not worried about flooding tonight. Oh, I'm stretching. I'm sorry. Stretch. Let's do stretches together. Can y'all want to stretch together? Just you do like this and kind of pull your arms back here. I'm not assuming the position. I'm not getting arrested. I'm stretching. All right. I'm not overly impressed with that one they put a warning out on, but they did put a warning out for that one. So other one just expired. So I'm not quite into Gainesville yet. So Dawsonville, Atlanta about ready to get a pretty good downpour here in a minute. What am I looking for at Matt? Yeah, I'm tired. Like I said, I'm a little loopy, guys. I'm gonna be right up front and tell you I am loopy, a little tired. I did take my weekend off. First weekend I've had off in a month. And of course, what does the TV station do? They asked me to work next weekend, which I told them okay, but only if I can do the morning because until my dad is settled, I really don't want to be away from him for any length of time. Hey, Braves game just started. All right, well, I'll check that on delay later. I'll probably just watch it and go fast forward through it later. But don't give me Braves highlights. I like to watch that later. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we only got to get 5 more. Can we get 5 more subscribers out there and get us over 400? I'm all about nice round numbers. So if we get five more to get us over 400, I'd appreciate it. Just make sure if you do subscribe, you hit that notification bell so you get my weather updates and you get alerted next time we do any kind of severe weather for you guys. One good news, when we're done with this, we're done for the rest of the week. I don't see any severe weather coming. We were watching this from last Friday. I posted about it last Friday. I said, hey, we got to watch next Monday night, and it that turned out pretty good. Well, thank you there, Sherry. I appreciate it. I try not to do doom and gloom for anything as the storm of the century. That's what bothers me about the bigger YouTube channels, that they treat every damn system they do is I just don't do that. I don't play that game. This tonight's been okay. It's not been too bad. I mean, we've had everything based off what we saw. The only thing that did surprise me was the wind stuff, but there were wind damage reports up in Tennessee that did show 70 miles per hour wind. They didn't quite make it down this far. But so far everything is done about what I expected here for tonight. But we definitely, I'm just paying attention, a little more attention to this over here. You kind of see this kind of getting a little more thicker over that way. So there's where our current warnings are. We got the one up here toward Dade, and then we got the one down here. I only got to get 2 more. All right, guys, way to go. Who's going to give us the last 2? So I can shut up about it. And then, let me go back to the radar here. All right. Yeah, this stuff's definitely stabilized up across northeast Georgia. Just seeing plain old regular rain here, good rainy stuff. But these storms here are looking pretty healthy so far. Thank you, Icebox. Thank you for being our new subscriber. And if you'd like to become a member, you could do that too. That's over there. That's Cade Tiller just joined us. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, you only need to get 1 more. And we get over that 400 mark. That's one thing I still remember. I don't remember how to do this stuff here. So, that's me. I don't know what that is. I keep forgetting to do these stupid, goal. And somebody was telling me I need to do this more often, but I don't know how to do this. It's like, okay, go. And you start to go, I don't know. That's something I haven't figured out how to do. I'll figure it out in the morning. I'm more actually interested in having actual subscribers and members that I care about donations because I'd rather make sure you get money. And there we go. You parked us over 400. Thank you guys. I'd rather give you guys something back. That's why I prefer the member stuff because I talk to y'all the subscriber group and the member group. I do special weather updates for, and then I kind of give them the behind the scenes of what I'm trying to do with the weather build out and things like that. One thing's for sure, I think I'm going to pause trying to get that weather computer until next year. Hey, MK, appreciate it. I think I may wait till the end of next year to do it because I think I need to get my numbers up higher to do the operational stuff. Hey, Greg Vol, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Because I think it's important to do that. To run the NH, just subscribe. Hey, NH. I love it when that thing alerts me. That's doesn't do it for everybody, but it's okay to keep doing it the way we're doing it. This is fine, but I do want to get that weather computer because it's so important to get that. That'll help us out a lot, and I can produce more products too. All right. Well, all right. What am I seeing right now? Well, I see this stuff out here looks like it's all weakening, but this stuff back here looks like it's getting stronger. All right. And you see this stuff over to Alabama. This stuff over here is also pretty strong. So, like Gilmer County, Fannin, only some of these other counties, we might be looking at some additional warnings there coming there. Down to Gordon, maybe getting toward Pickens later. We got to watch that. That's starting to look a little more intense there on the radar. Got some thunder in Oakwood. Yeah, I see that. Hey, David, just joined us as a Jim Cantori level. Thank you there, David. I appreciate you. Make sure you check out the weather report tomorrow morning. That's when I post that at 8 o'clock in the morning for the subscribers. Yeah, that Oakwood thunder. I see the lightning right there. There's that little thunder right there. And I'm right here, so I didn't hear that lightning yet, but I'd say I won't hear it soon. Let's see a little thunderstorm there popping up near the Oakwood area, near Flowery Branch. That's probably the outflow from that storm upwind there. All righty. Yeah, this whole line here from here, and thank you for that new subscriber coming from southern Tennessee, going all the way back here to Alabama. That line right through here, that's got to be watched very closely. That stuff out ahead of it's kind of dying off a little bit. I don't think they'll take the watch past 10 o'clock. I don't think that'll be the case. They could add some additional southern counties, maybe. But the fact that we don't have a watch over in Alabama and that's got all that activity over there, Clayton, Georgia, getting some lightning. Yeah, you got a little bit of thunderstorm there, but not looking too bad there in Clayton. How much rain did you get there in Clayton? Did you have a rain gauge? I mean, so far this month, I've only had about 1.94 inches here so far for the month. Hey, Christopher, CJ, Heron, and Sandra. Welcome aboard. Thank you for subscribing. Hope everybody had a great day today. I don't know about y'all, but I'm so ready for fall. I really hate when I see. I mean, here we are at 8 o'clock at night. It's 88 degrees, but I got to feel like temperature outside of 102. The dew point in my home is sitting at 77 degrees here in Brazelton. Yeah, I am so ready for some fall air, but I think it's going to be a little late getting in here. I am expecting a pattern shift to take place in September. Just looking at how things are kind of lining up here, so we should start getting some cooler weather. But I think we stay with above normal temperatures here through the end of the month. I think we're maybe not quite as oppressively hot as we are been here the last few days, but I think we settled down a little bit later. Yeah, it did snow in Hawaii at the top of that big, huge mountain because you had the Hurricane Layla that went through there, and they had some snow at that upper elevation from a hurricane going by. Go figure, right? But yeah, it did snow in Hawaii. Yes, it absolutely did. Ball ground. You got some stuff nearby. Not looking bad right now. Yeah, ball ground is looking. Yeah, that stuff's up to y'all's north. But what ball ground needs to watch out for is this stuff here. This stuff here that's coming south. So you got a little bit of stuff that's going through there now. Really, I didn't hear about the earthquake in Hawaii. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I know we've had a lot of. We've actually had people were. I saw some folks put on social media. Oh man, we've had a dozen 7.0 earthquakes all over the globe. This is unusual. No, it's not. That's very common. In fact, it's very normal for this year. The number of 7.0 earthquakes we've had over. I did a little research on that a few years ago, but you typically will get like 19 or 20 of those in a given year. So yeah, it's actually pretty normal. Yeah, ball ground. You're just getting some stuff that's nearby, y'all. It's just a little bit of activity. It doesn't look too that bad. That's part of that tilling that line. Cleveland's probably getting some pretty good rains moving in there too. Cleveland's another city I love to get a camera in. Let's look here at the rain going by. Doesn't look too bad there in Dahlonega right now. So there's some of that lightning. See some of that lightning there in the camera. I see some rain shaft there in Helen, Georgia too. And there's the rain shaft approaching Dahlonega, getting close. Let me shift this just a little bit. It's a little out of where it needs to be. So hold on one second. See all these warnings back over in Alabama, but they didn't even put a watch out for them. But they got this one and they got this one up here. Democrats. Excuse me. Sorry. Alpharetta. Y'all might get some stuff later tonight, but I don't think it'll be too bad. It depends on what's left of that line as it comes south. So it depends on what's left here. So you got all this stuff kind of. Thank you for that new subscriber. You got all this stuff that's still got to come through here. How much of this is left here as we get toward midnight? Because everything that the models were showing was that this stuff should start to just settle down here as the atmosphere cools here for tonight. So weather and these aren't moving extremely fast. About 25, 30 miles per hour. So to say if it's going to make it in Alpharetta tonight, yeah, we'll see. I got a lightning alert near my phone. I love that. I love that app. So this is my weather app here. You see that right there? That's the weather app. It just alerted me there was lightning in my area, and yeah, there is. See, that's the little blue dots where I'm at, and there's that lightning over near Oakwood. So yeah, I love my weather app. And if you haven't gotten my weather app, you need to get it. I tell you, that's a really good app. So for you guys out there on the chat, I will put this in there for you Apple users. I'll put this in the chat right now. So this is the app. This is the link you can download to get our free weather app. Absolutely free. Don't cost you anything. Give it a test spin. See if you like it. And here is the Android link. We have Apple. We have Android. So if you want to try these out. And I hear a little thunder outside my door. Finally heard some thunder finally. So I just put the apps in there if you want to check it out. Monthly rainfall total in Clayton, you had 3.67. Yeah, you guys have gotten a lot of rain up there. I don't doubt that. I've got about like just under 2 inches here. Nathan, yeah, you need to watch it. I mean, you're in Chattooga. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad up that way. Yeah, just watch. I think that's gonna stay to your south. Your app alerted me to lightning in the gate. Yeah, that's what I like about that app. That app will the app that I just put in there. If you're interested, it's going to alert you that rain's approaching area. It'll say lightning nearby. You get a lightning alert. You'll get a hail alert too. By the way, obviously the severe weather stuff it alerts you on that too. Hour by hour forecast. They just added the power outage map, which is really cool. Glad they added that in there. So the weather app, by the way, is come from a weather company called Barron Services. They're the company I partner with. It's also the company I'm hoping to buy our weather system from. And yeah, I do like their weather app. Works really good. And hopefully we'll get some more forecast products in there soon. Cleveland, you guys are looking all right. I think y'all looking okay so far. That storm's kind of weakened as it's approached y'all. You're gonna get a little rain, but it doesn't look too bad right now. But we will watch closely to see how this little line here evolves. Doesn't look too bad so far. And let's see, I just heard an alert turn there. And thank you, David Yates. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome aboard. And if you haven't subscribed yet, come on and join our family. We'd love to have you on board. Go back over to Radar 1. Oh, when is my birthday? It's in September. Coming up. About what, 5 weeks away to my birthday? 5, 6 weeks, something like that. All right. Yeah, this is getting some outflow interaction going on here. See a little blow up right there? That's what happens when the storms play bumper cars. Well, that's good. I'm glad that they get the alerts there on the weather app. So you got David there. It says he gets alerts from my weather app before the Weather Channel and my radar. And it's kind of interesting. You mentioned my radar. That's actually a company that is got a little thing going with our digital weather group right now. And unfortunately, I can't be part of it because I couldn't use some other apps that I need because I don't have my own weather computer yet. So I can't be part of that little partnership they got going on. But yeah, my weather app. They're my radar is very interested in partnering with our digital weather group. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I appreciate that. Like I said, it doesn't alert me for all of them. I get most of them. So you see these storms kind of lining up a little bit, starting to pop up. And again, I think this is an indication of the atmosphere kind of cooling down a little bit. And we're getting a little more lightning in here. And I've had a little lightning here. You see the storm's kind of blowing up a little bit. So Gainesville, y'all getting close to that storm moving into y'all's area here real soon. And there's no watches or warnings out. So all the warnings are now out of Georgia. I have no special weather statements, nor do I have any warnings right now in North Georgia. All right, everything's over into Carolinas and over into Alabama currently. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Hey, like I said, I'll let the folks who are using our weather app speak for itself. You look in the chat. If you want to try that weather app, try it out. I got the links in there. But let the folks who play around with that app tell you all about their stuff. A lot of the feedback I've got has been very positive, and I'm glad to have that weather app. And I'm very glad for. We wouldn't have that weather app if it wasn't for Roof It Forward, our weather app sponsor, because their sponsorship covers the data fees for that thing. So I'm very glad to have them as our weather app partner. And we're slowly growing that app. We're getting close to 4,000. We're inching closer and closer to 4,000, which is okay. That's not bad. But I'll give you an idea. My buddy of mine up in East Tennessee, Mike, I think he says he's got like 85,000 downloads on his weather app. So I got a little ways to catch him, but I got more people on my YouTube channel. So he's got a way to catch me on YouTube. Why were our wind gusts here in Mountain City east to west instead of the same direction as the rain? It depends on where the outflow, Julia, it all depends on where the outflow was from the storms that were nearby. And, because they collapse and they reform. That's all. So we got no warnings here in Georgia right now. Not to say we won't get another one. I'm sure we will. more thunder. I was like, I don't want any thunder to knock me off air though, because if I lose thunder, I ain't coming back up. Lightning. I was doing some live severe weather coverage a couple months back, and we had a really bad lightning storm here, and I took a hit, and I was like, I'm down. I wasn't going to get back up. All right. Hey, thank you for all the folks who are putting their endorsements on the weather app there in the chat there. Like I said, I'll let you guys do. It's one thing for me to promote it, but it's one thing to hear from you guys say about there. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I appreciate that. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this stuff getting over the border. This stuff over here got to be watched. This stuff over here. Somerville. Tryon. I got to watch this stuff. It's coming this way. Hello, Oliver. Are you back over near me again? You little turd. You my little dog. All right, let's see. We got to do. Oh, they put a special weather statement on that one there. They put a back to weather. It's 40-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-inch hail, so not quite severe. Obviously. Let me show y'all my dog. Come here, doggy. Come here. I want to show the people. Come here. There we go. All right. This is Oliver. He is a 14-year-old Jack Russell. He's just an old puppy, and he likes to sit near me underneath my desk whenever I do severe weather coverage. So there is my dog. So, hello. You want to give me a kush? No. All right, come back. There you go. Come back in, man. There you go. Just had to share my dog. Thank you for the stars. Somebody able to give stars over there on Facebook. Thank you. All right, let's get back over here on the radar here. Let's see what's going on here. The dog making himself all comfortable right now. Calhoun. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get hit with something. You got that stuff building to your north. There, Calhoun. There's Calhoun, obviously, right there. You got these storms here slowly drifting down y'all's way. But that's not severe right now. So it's just some thunderstorms right now. Thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And for those who just came on as members tonight, y'all make sure to look for the weather report tomorrow morning. I post that about 8 o'clock in the morning, roughly, around between 7:30 8 o'clock. So y'all look for that. Boy, a lot of y'all making good comments there on the weather app. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. I'm sure the folks over there at Roof It Forward are glad that y'all are endorsing that weather app too, since they're our weather app sponsor. And we do have a new sponsor coming here shortly. I will give that to y'all later once I get all the contracts and stuff signed with those guys. I meant to send them a statement today, but got a little sidetracked with the weather this afternoon, so I had to do that. We need a puppy camera. Well, the only problem is he gets up and goes around a lot. I was showing the dog off, Julie. Yeah. Ollie likes to sit beneath my chair. So we got some pretty good downpours getting ready to come into Gainesville. Obviously, Oakwood got a little wet here. Looks like I might get a little wet here myself. So I'm actually sitting right about there. So I got this here just to my north. I keep hearing a little thunder out there. I get a little thunder and lightning out there. The most intense stuff I see right now is just over in the Alabama line, so that's not too bad. What I suspect is going to happen here is I don't see them adding to the watch. I think the watch will probably be allowed to expire in about, we got an hour and 35 minutes left on that. And then there'll be general thunderstorms that'll continue here for this evening, and then we'll be done. And once this is probably the last decent chance of rain we're going to see here, guys, until maybe the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, we might get some rain back in here. But I'm not been overly impressive with some of the rain forecast outlooks we're getting now. So far, we've gotten some decent rain out of this. I mean, not bad. I mean, that's pretty good coverage. Not bad. Anything that's in that orange is going to be like 1 inch plus. I mean, everything else is kind of between because everything's kind of moving, but you get a quick, heavy downburst. So we're getting some decent coverage across North Georgia here. Alabama stuff's kind of holding its own. It's not really too bad right now. So, so what am I thinking right now? Well, I'm gonna stay on here. If I don't start getting any more warnings out here by 9 o'clock, I'll probably shut down at that point. But I'm gonna play it by ear. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. So far, it's not looking too bad. So we've had probably about a half dozen or so severe thunderstorm warnings so far here, maybe 7 or 8 total. I'm not seeing any damage reports come in here. Let me double check a couple things here. I've not looked at the power outage. Let me see if the power outage has changed much here or not. Let's see. We're up to 4,000 without power. That's not too bad. You start pumping 10,000 on the power outages, that's when I get a little worried. But 4,000 on the power outage map right now. Oh, you had the lights go out with you taking a bath. Sorry about that. Oh, man, that's terrible. Hey, y'all, Tryon, Georgia. I just got the app, and I already love it. Always watching the weather, the sky. Well, thank you there, Ellen. Thank you for the endorsement of the weather app. Again, if you guys haven't gotten that, I did put it in the chat. There's one for Android and for y'all, for Apple users. Y'all can download that weather app. It's a really great app. I like it. What I like it is when I'm waiting for weather to go on and it alerts me when stuff's going on. It really is a big plus there. Like it just gave me the alert. Rain is approaching your current location. May affect your area soon. That just posted, and we just saw the radar, so it just let me know that the rain was coming. So again, let's see. We're coming up on 8:30. So we've had about 2,800 views here tonight, averaging 10 minutes and 49 seconds here on the viewership. There's our new warning up there for Chattooga and Walker. That's the storm that's coming over the line there. So let's go check that out. Got the new warning that just came out. So let's go take a look at that. There it is. Yeah, that's the one that get ready to come across the state line. So there it is. That's for Chattooga, Dade, and Walker. Goes until 9:15. Storm is moving southeast at 30, located on line standing from Sulphur Springs to Chigger Hill. Again, moving southeast at 30. That's where we're at right now. Ooh, man. I should have got a better nap this afternoon. I tried to get one in, but nope, couldn't do it. Those are all our warnings right now. South Carolina, North Carolina. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Alabama, and we got one just over the line there in Georgia. You see a couple more warnings pop up there in Alabama. You know your way around a bathtub? Yeah, I hope so. Let's take a look at the satellite picture. I always like to watch to see how the satellites are doing here. Always can tell how storms are blossoming and losing their punch and what's more intense. Yeah, see how that's blossoming up here across northern Alabama. Watch the satellite picture. See, kind of still blossoming up there. So the higher the cloud top, the darker the red, the more intense the storm is. Yeah, still a lot of lighting with that cell. It's definitely the strongest right there. Yeah, you know, like I want my youth back so I could. Yeah, I used to be able to go like 12-hour shifts, 14 hours like it was nothing. Now I'm like, take me a nap, man. And some of my weather colleagues, they're like machines, man. They don't ever slow down. Uh-huh. I see it. Yeah. My my wife brought me dinner. Veggie lasagna with some okay, low carb lasagna, which I gotta let that cool off because that looks awfully hot. Yeah, wife and I have been married almost 30 years, so next year is our 30th wedding anniversary. So, but there's the dinner right there, folks. Yeah, just additional warnings showing up over there. Look at all the lightning strikes. 1,118 strikes in that view right there. So quite a bit of lightning strikes out there right now. I don't have the I don't have I do not have the commercials turned on, Max. I do not. I got that. I always keep that at moderate setting. I never turn up the max unless YouTube's jerking around with it. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. But I will tell you that's how the channel earns money. That's how we pay for the operations and stuff is through the obviously the monetization of the channel. But I don't fool with that. I leave that as at a moderate setting all the time. I never fool with it to go high. But if it's a problem, let me know. I'll send a message to YouTube. There's a little thing you can do on that. Let me see how this tastes here. Let me get a bite here because I am a little hungry. Good. It's real good, Jules. Y'all give a thumbs up for my wife. She cooked me some good lasagna tonight. Thank you for the new subscriber, by the way. See how the temperature's doing out there. See if they've cooled off a lot there. That was the 7 o'clock temps there. Definitely see where it's been falling. Let me move this real quick. Move this down here. I'm at 86 degrees here at my house, so that's about right. I got that cool off. That's a little hot. Woo! Burn my tongue. You got some political commercials and Timu ads. I don't control those commercials. I have no say in what the heck they put on those commercials with that Timu. Oh man, I tell you, I think my dad keeps Timu in business. He orders so much crap from those guys. My mom's real happy to be in her new place. She moved into a place down in Florida, and I'm going to be moving my dad down once he gets recovered. Uh, oh yeah. Well, what I was making about the comment earlier about the storm when you're extremely hot like we were today, you sometimes get a what we call a cap. It's kind of a warm layer. In order for a cloud to rise, the temperature's got to be cooler above, so the air keeps lifting. But if it's a warmer above, it hits that the storms will fall apart. Before the storms moved into Georgia, we were popping some smaller stuff, and it was rising. They were falling apart, rising and falling apart. I was seeing it earlier this afternoon. So that told me we had a little bit of a cap in place. But as we get later in the late afternoon and get into the early evening hours, and we're max heating, the atmosphere can cool down. And once that cools down a little bit, the inhibition goes away, which is what we're seeing right now. The inhibition's pretty much gone, and the storms can thrive in a very moist environment, still with enough heat out there to sustain the storms. Now, as we get later, as we get closer to midnight, the atmosphere continues to settle down and cool. Then the storms kind of lose their energy source to kind of keep them going. But when they fired up at 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, we were max heating, and we were when that stuff was triggered up in Tennessee. Really was doing, really did some good. Hey, Danny Naldal. Thank you, Danny. Welcome aboard. All right, let's go back over here to right now. I don't, other than that one warning right there, which I don't understand why they put it right there. Some of these warnings they put out today, I don't know. Some of the configurations, some of the warnings, I'm gonna be honest with you, been a little nuts. Geez, stick. Yeah, I got a pretty good. Looks like I'm gonna get a pretty good dump of rain coming my way here real soon. I may pass in my north. Gainesville's getting hit with some pretty good rains right now. Gainesville's our number 4 city, so I definitely got to pay attention to Gainesville. Jasper, well, you're not too far away. I mean, you got the stuff here that's got to come through here. Probably another hour or so, I would say. It's not moving all that fast. Yes. Yes. That's correct. You're correct. What you just asked there is that yeah, I can't read your. Yeah, that's what I said. That warning looked awfully weird. I just man, I don't know. I mean, the storm hasn't even crossed the border yet, and they're doing it for that one. That's the warn area, and this is the cell in particular here that's coming this way. What's interesting is that there's no warning over here on the Alabama side. So they take it right up to the state line because the Birmingham is in charge of the other side. So that goes till 9:15. That was really good. Good job, Julie. Yeah, tastes real good. All right, so we got about another hour and 22 minutes left on the watch right now. All the watch stuff's out of Tennessee. It's just North Carolina, parts of South Carolina, and North Georgia now in the watch. See that all the way back up in there. So the good news in the wake here, guys, tomorrow we got a front that's coming through. It's a weak cold front, but it's enough dry air behind it where I don't think we're going to see as much heat advisory criteria across Tennessee, North Georgia, Alabama, Carolinas. It'll come down to where the air temperature and the feel like temperature are going to be pretty close to each other. So that's the good news in the aftermath of this. The bad news is it ain't going to last very long. We'll probably have the heat advisories come back at us by at least Thursday. So that's where we're going to be right there. That cheese is good. Thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that, guys. That's the most important, the most intense cell there. See all that lightning in there. So Somerville, Tryon, those areas there, coming down toward Chattooga County. That's the one to watch for right now. Yeah, keep the weatherman fed, Julie. That's what somebody put, Jules. Somebody said, keep the weatherman fed, Julie. Yeah, she's right. When I get severe weather, I tend to not eat very much. So, what do we have? This is vegetable lasagna with meat in it. Low carb. I'm sorry. Low carb lasagna. Very good though. It's got zucchini in it. It's really good. Somebody's report said it's storm pretty good in Gainesville. Yeah, I can see a lot of lightning there. Again, all the convective inhibition's gone now. We've cooled. We're down cool enough air at night now, and looks like that's going to stay to my north. Pendergrass, Maysville, Gillsville. So that area's get some pretty good rains there. Let's see what the rainfall rates are doing in here. Yeah, not too bad. As long as I don't see any yellows and stuff. When you start seeing this stuff up here, this is your heavier rain totals here, 1 inch plus, like there. But most of it's been pretty decent because they're moving at a good clip. Wind and lightning picking up in Pendergrass. No rain just yet. Thank you, Dave. It's coming. Hear more lightning out there. You get some rain coming your way there in Pendergrass. There's Pendergrass just up the road from me. Loud thunder. Personally, I find this kind of weather, I love it. When it's not quite super severe and it's just, I know it's not going to be a huge deal. I like a good thunderstorm with rain. I love it. I sleep well. And I know some folks have weather anxiety. They don't like lightning and stuff. Like my dog does not like lightning and stuff. But I find this to be relaxing, good sleep weather for me. All right, cooled off it up for me to eat. Let's go back over here. All right, they put a new warning up for the Alabama one right here. So again, Rome and Cedartown, gotta watch. I put that way out ahead of it. Thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Gainesville's getting some thunderstorms, but it doesn't look severe right now. Some good rain. Again, current watches and warnings. The only warning in the state right now is that one that's up here. That one just dropped off. Alex, you got the worst storm anxiety. Well, I will tell you right now, this is definitely not one of those things to have bad storm anxiety, because this is not it. She's not answering because she's probably sleeping and enjoying the thunderstorm. So pretty good rains there. We got coming across 85, or should be coming up on 80 to 85. So Maysville, Commerce, Pendergrass, Brazelton. Hey, Alex Rose, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Welcome aboard the channel. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what you waiting for? You waiting for an invite? Well, I'm giving it to you. There's your invitation. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, remember, when you do the subscribe button, guys, you got to hit that notification bell. You have to hit it, because YouTube, I'm not going to say it, they can be a little bit stingy at times. You don't hit that button. It's like, well, why even subscribe? It's kind of a moot point as far as YouTube's concerned. All right, see, some pretty decent lightning across North Georgia. Blue Ridge down to LJ, down to Calhoun. Looks like coming into Somerville here real soon. Oh, your mom's power out. Oh, that stinks. I hope I don't get no power outages here. All right. Dinner done. Let me see. I want to check the power outage update here. Let's see. They put a special west event toward Hartwell. Let's see. We are up to. Well, it's actually come back down. It was at 4,000. Came down to 20. Down to about 3,000 now. So it's good to not see it get too high. What's the best way to get over storm anxiety? I'll be honest with you. There's some good YouTube videos out there, like listening to those storms with the music tone. I've always heard that kind of works a little bit. You know, the YouTube where you listen to the thunderstorm and it's got the nice little music going with it. And you listen to that, and you kind of it really does calm your nerves and really kind of settles you down while it's introducing you to that sound. So check it out. There's quite a few of them out there on YouTube. Here are a couple of them lining up here. That's over on the Alabama side. So we got some couple of things that just came over the border. And thank you for that. That was Jules. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I always like those Jules. So seeing some damaging winds with that one. That's trending the water, and it's trending upward, intensifying. So this will be coming into Georgia here pretty soon. Riverdale, Bankhead. That's Alabama location. Georgia, Cloudland, and by 924. So these things are not moving overly fast. Decently, but not overly fast. All righty. And we've added quite a few. We've added, I don't know, I forget what my number was when we started. I think we've added almost 100. Close. I mean, maybe not quite 100, but new subscribers. I appreciate that. Like I said, these are the opportunities to grow the channel whenever we get these live events and we're covering weather. So far, it's not been too terribly bad. It's been, in that range where you're marginal to slight. I think it's fit the bill for that. Not bad for late summer standards, that's for sure. I mean, you typically, you don't get these very often. No, Canon probably won't. I mean, it's. I don't think it'll be that bad. But as these storms settle down, like I said, we're coming up on 9 o'clock. So as we get up to, thank you for the 800 joules. Thank you. There, Kay. I appreciate that. Finally, someone finally told me what those joules all do. Is you get over 1,000, I think. YouTube gets you $1 or something like that. So, yeah, thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you. Yay, Don. Know what to. Boy, that's a weird. I love some of these YouTube names. Well, I'll tell you, whatever's left of the drought will be pretty much gone. The drought's pretty much done. We pretty much we didn't have any severe on the last update. We had no severe weather, no severe drought anywhere in the state. It was completely gone. Now this hot, dry weather moving in now may inch it up a little bit potentially, but I think it's going to be short lived because I think we're in store for a very wet fall. I think we're going to have a lot of active rain. I think we may have some active severe weather this late fall, especially. And then we'll see what the winter does. I will come out with my winter outlook. I will post that probably in October. I know there's a lot of folks posting a lot of stuff out there right now. I want to wait till we get a little bit closer within about 3 months. I want to see what El Nino's doing, what a couple other parameters are doing as far as long range to kind of give you my outlook. I will say I'm going to toot my own horn here. I did nail the forecast last year. Nailed it. We'll see if I can do it again. This year's going to be a little harder, though. Last year I thought was pretty straightforward, looking at a couple things. This year, that very strong El Nino is going to be a real big wild card, I think. Yeah, still hear a little thunder outside my door here. See, that's a little bit of, get a little bit, we call outflow boundary. See that right there? That's some wind blowing out south. And what'll happen is you get an outflow and it'll bump into something. You get some more activity that can flow out of it. Hey, Colleen Dahl, thank you for coming on board as a Brick Tamlin member. All right, welcome on board as a new member. And remember, as a new member, tomorrow morning, the weather report. I post it every morning. 7:38. It's not just a regular forecast like I post daily. A regular forecast I do, which is typically 8 minutes. It's a little more in depth. It's usually about 15 minutes. We kind of look at a few more model data. I don't try to get overly technical with it, but I kind of give you a little better information and kind of give you an idea of what I'm thinking long term. So thank you for doing that. Yeah, Lake Hartwell down 7 feet. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Lake Hartwell. Lake Lanier, which is still down almost 4.5 feet. They just haven't really gotten back up. I think by the time we get to winter, or by the time we get to January, they're full pool. I'm gonna say that right now. I think by the time we get to January, February timeframe, any of the lakes that are down substantially, they'll be at full pool. Okay, and maybe more than that. But I think they'll be back to full. They'll be back to full pool by the time we get to later this fall. Hey, we just cracked over 3,200 views here for tonight. We're averaging about 11 minutes per viewer tonight, so good to have some long range viewers tonight. If you haven't given us a like, do that. If you have not commented, let me know where you're watching from. Put it in the comments section there. I appreciate that. Jasper getting some outflow wind. You probably get some of that wind there to your north there, Jasper. Y'all going to get some rain here soon as this stuff is moving y'all's way. So that'll be coming into Pickens County here soon. There's a special weather statement up there to your north there. There's that big special weather statement around that whole line. So 40-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-inch hail, that's not bad. That's not going to cause you a whole lot of problems. But that's a big box, though. That's right along that big old line there. Now, make sure if you guys are all that new subscribers, again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, always hit that notification bell. Yeah, Talking Rock getting some lightning. Y'all seen that stuff back up to y'all's north. You got that line coming y'all's way. So Talking Rock and Jasper and Nelson Ball Ground, eventually getting into Canton. Y'all going to get some Adairsville, getting some lightning. I definitely got to get my other program going. I'll fix that for the next update. Next time we do this, I got to get I was trying to get away from using the severe weather program I used for a couple of years called Radar Omega because I like the view of this. However, Radar Omega's got a nice camera network across North Georgia, and I really still need to have that. So I need to keep that app active. Somebody's reported some strong winds in Jasper right now. You're getting some of the outflow from some of those storms to your north. You're going to see your temperature drop significantly too. So it's going to really drop off there. Hey, Colleen, watching from Tiger, Georgia. And I'm hearing a little thunder outside my door. Yeah, I am hearing this activity up here. That's what I'm hearing near my house. But I'm right there, so I got 0.2 of an inch of rain here. For that little bit of rain just moved through here. 0.02. That's all I got. Severe thunderstorm watch updated. Looks like are they cutting away some counties? We'll see here. Still says 10. 1 hour and 6 minutes left on that. Yeah, all North Carolina is trimmed away now. They're pretty much just left on Georgia right now. Thunder just started in Canton. Real loud. Thank you. Always appreciate when you guys report y'all's weather data there in the chat. Now, if I ever get my stinking Chat Ninja program back up like I had before, it was awesome. I was able to pull up the chat stuff from YouTube and Facebook and pull it up and recognize y'all and everything. But they stopped supporting the old Chat Ninja, and I've never been able to figure out how to get the new one to work properly. So, work in progress. I'll get it back eventually. I hear that thunder and lightning. I hear all that rumbling right from that right there. So there's our current watches warnings. You see the special weather statements over here. It's a big one over here. Got the severe right there. Oh, you said Cannon. I'm sorry. I thought it said Canton. My bad, Alex. Now, South LJ getting some pretty good stuff. See how the storms are kind of bumping into each other a little bit. Ranger getting some good. Calhoun getting good rain. Adairsville about ready to get in it. Look at the outflow boundary. Wow, look at it. This is that wind you just heard. See that right there? That is an outflow boundary. I call it Mother Nature's air conditioning. Mother Nature's air conditioning spreading out. Steady rain in Clayton, Georgia. I spent 10 years on active duty out of my 30. I did 5 overseas deployments. Was in Afghanistan and Iraq. Glad I'm not over there now. Every place that's been hit by a missile or stuff I've been to, and I am so glad I'm not over there. I'm glad somebody else's turn to go do these deployments, because I did way too many between 2003 and 2021. Kingston, Georgia. Wow. Well, welcome aboard. Hey, I don't have any problem for anybody watching from anywhere in the state of Georgia. We are North Georgia centric. That's obviously in our name, obviously, but obviously, yeah, these are the models did, I think, pretty decent on this so far. I think overall it's done pretty well with this entire setup. Well, thank you, Walter. I'm glad to be home. I know my wife's glad I'm home. My last tour I did a year and a half overseas, longest I'd ever been. With a little bit of, I had an injury. During my last tour, I got in a fight with a C-130 and I lost. That's an aircraft, by the way. No, we were boarding a plane and we were wearing our body armor, and they had the aircrew had some stuff in the back of the plane. So we didn't board from the ramp, we boarded from the side. And these aircrew kept the rollers in place all the way through. They didn't flip them for the people coming on the plane. So the rollers down the middle of the aisle, and my boot caught it. I rolled both my ankles, broke my right one, sprained my left one, and I ended up getting a steel plate in my right leg for my last tour of duty. But I had to rehab it, and I hated only being doing halfway of my tour. And then they asked me, "Hey, can you extend? We're short a colonel." I said, "Lieutenant Colonel." I said, "Let me ask the wife." She said, she said, okay. If I got her this special weather thing, I did a year and a half. Huh? A dental machine. Yeah, dental machine. That was the deal. So I got my wife a dental machine for her, and I finished out the last on active duty, which actually turned out great because it actually closed my retirement year gap by doing that. So it worked out pretty well. Yeah, I hated having. I tell you, I still that what the bad thing they did was they put the doctor at Ramstein in Germany put my cast on too tightly, severed the nerve to my pinky toe, and I have permanent paralysis in that right foot. And some days are it's really bad, and other days, like today, was not a good foot day. It was pretty numb. It's like walking around with your foot asleep. It's not a good feeling. But yeah, I did not like that happening to my foot. Yeah, my temperature dropped to 79 degrees when that I had a gust front move through my area, and my temperature dropped from 86 down to 79. So this is my house is sitting right about here. So this outflow boundary, as that moved on through, my temperature dropped 6 degrees. So, like I said, Mother Nature's air conditioning. Yeah, Toccoa, you got nothing in you right now. I don't know if you're going to get much over there. You're pretty quiet right now. Got this line here. It's sinking down this way. Like I said, the forecast model trend is for the stuff from basically from 9 o'clock to midnight to be trending downward. So as the atmosphere, and judging by, remember we were watching how tough this was, the lightning data here is starting to go down. So this lightning everything should start to settle down here a little bit. And let me look at the satellite. The other thing I like to look at is the satellite picture here. Let's take a look here. See how it's kind of blown up today, and we're probably right near the peak. Looks like. I don't know if it's going to make it all the way to Monroe. I don't. It might, but it definitely not going to be as tough as strong as it was earlier. Thunder and Jasper. Yeah. You getting some of that? See some of that thunder and lightning up there, talking rock right there. Julie says it's 70 degrees in Mount City, where they were in the 90s earlier. Yeah, at least tomorrow we get a humidity break. I'm looking forward. It's still gonna be warm, but it won't be quite as humid. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow for sure. That's gonna be nice. Thunder, lightning, air, winder. Yeah, y'all got some stuff to the north. You're hearing all that. I'm hearing it here too, in Brazelton. But winder, y'all got this stuff's passing y'all's north. Not sure if you got anything there tonight. It's off in the distance. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do us a favor. Join our coverage, not only for tonight, but for future coverage. You know, we got this thing called El Nino, which is going to bring us a pretty active fall and winter season. And you may want to keep up on what's going on this season. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. If you're new, let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and put it in the chat there. And appreciate you watching. No, there's no tornado threat tonight. No. No tornadoes. Alex, you're fine. No tornadoes tonight. Might get a little gusty wind here and there, but no, I'm not expecting anything tornadic tonight. Thank you for that new subscriber. I appreciate that. But overall, looking pretty good here tonight. It's got a nice little sleeping weather, I think, here for a lot of folks. Because looking at that line, looks like it's just kind of holding its own. Hello, Ella J. Watching Angela's mom, 1984. Watching from Ella J. Hey. Gus just joined us. Hey, Gus, welcome to his subscriber. Appreciate you. I was there from 8084 transportation. Oh, you're a specialist. Special. I'm not sure when they got rid of the Spec 5s. My dad was a Spec 5. You put the trucks and stuff on planes. Roller floors are nothing to play with. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I found out from the air crew later when I was being medevaced, when I told them what happened. And they said, they were said, because those rollers are in sections. And they asked me, well, he goes, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to flip those for the passenger section when they're not using them for equipment. They're supposed to flip them. And they didn't follow their SOP to flip those flips. Now, I thought I just sprained my ankle. We went to Iraq. I did my mission. I went to sick call the next day. They did an X-ray and said, "Hey, sir, you broke your ankle right above the femur right above the ankle there, in really bad spot." So I was able to convince them to let me finish my mission, and then I went back to Kuwait, and then I got medevaced. And what was interesting about that medevac I had, we did all this little pickup across Iraq. Then we ended up in Qatar. And then when we took the big plane back to Germany, we actually flew all the way to Afghanistan right before they shut it down. This was a couple months before they shut it down. I was back at Bagram, which is where, God, I spent a long time there, and got to look outside the back there, look at Bagram, and then we loaded up and then went to Germany, and was in Germany for about 5 weeks. And then I had to go back stateside for about a month, and then I got to come back. Not even a month. It was like 3 weeks, and then I was able to come back. Yeah, I got over my break pretty quickly. I did a lot of I was working really hard to get physical therapy going and get going. The big thing was I got the steel plate with like 6 screws in there, so they got to keep that going. Yes, I don't like playing the fear game. I tell you, that's the only thing that bothers me about those big channels. You know, the Godfather and the Kid. They tend to go overboard for my taste, especially the Kid. The Kid gets really hyperactive. But I do applaud him for being for starting up his own business, but while he was in college. Look at this. Here's an outflow boundary here. This is wind right there. Here's another outflow boundary here. This is some wind blowing out from those storms there. Again, I like the rocks in a pond. You drop the rocks for the heavy rain, the wind just spreads out ahead of it. It definitely cooled my temperature down here. My dew point also dropped. I had a dew point this afternoon when I was first broadcast. It was at 77. It's dropped down to 70. So the air is actually cool, dried out with it as well. All right, watch these warnings. Nothing new. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. Here, I want to wait out this next warning here, and which is for another 9 minutes, and we'll kind of see what goes on there. I'm getting really tired. I'm really getting a little loopy here. And this doesn't look too bad. Now, this is not to say that we may not get another warning or something, but I will say this: I've been plugging it all night, and I do want to make. Again, I know we get turnover here, so I want to make sure I share this as much as possible. So, we've been sharing our weather app here all night, and there's been a lot of good positive comments here in the chat. So I'm going to put these back in here again. If you have not downloaded, if you want a good weather app here to kind of follow the thunderstorms after we go on air, this is a great app. It really is. So I'm putting the Apple one and the Google app links in here. I'll put in there as well. Now, another thing you guys can do, especially if you have weather anxiety, if you're not a tech savvy, you don't like fooling with the weather apps, I do have another service. It is a paid service, but it's like $15 for the entire year. It's called Weather Call. It's basically what Weather Call does is it locks in on your phone, and what it does is it's me. I'm calling you saying, "Hey, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for such and such. Take immediate shot." It's me calling you, letting you know warning, and then you get a text message which kind of shows where you're at, the radar image, and all that stuff. It takes the if you don't like fooling around with weather apps, sign up for Weather Call. Weather Call is a great service, and it is a big plus. And again, it's you get me. It's me on the phone. I'm calling you. And when you sign up for that service, you're gonna get a test call, which is also gonna be me. And you just take that number and you save it in your phone as Weather Call, and then hey, Weather Call's calling. It's Greg calling you. I'm calling you to give you a warning. So yeah, you can fool with that the Weather Call if you like to get with that as well. Oh no, we're not going to get 500 tonight. No, I'm too tired. I'm not going to stay on long enough to get to 500 tonight. I appreciate you trying to get us plugged to 500 subscribers to get to 15,500. We got over 100 today. We're good. I'm happy with that. Thank you though. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a pretty good sell up there. Let me switch. I'm going to switch over to the Atlanta radar here. Yeah, got a pretty good sell there going through Calhoun, Adairsville. Yeah, stuff coming across Alabama definitely weakened. Definitely getting a little weaker there. Of course, we got that. That's the big 6 minutes left on that special weather statement. They'll probably issue another one that'll go a little bit further south when that one's up. Someone's asking what I think the fall is going to be like tonight. All right, this is what I think is going to happen for the fall season. I think we're going to be kind of flirting with still kind of above normal temperatures for the most part going into the fall. I do see September cooling down. I see a pattern shift coming sometime in September where we should get troughiness in the east. What I think we're going to have is we're going to have a pretty active southern jet stream, which is basically the one that's going to be more dominant than the northern one. What that's going to mean for us. Hey, thank you, Angela, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. Which Brick Tamlin, yeah, thank you. Look for the weather report tomorrow morning. All right, that's just for the members. And what I think we're going to be seeing here is a more amplified jet stream where we're going to get ridging back out in the west, which is really terrible since they're going to be dealing. They had drought last year. I think they're going to have drought there again this year. And we're going to have a very active subtropical. So we'll have a lot of rain events here around the Gulf Coast, the southeast, and we'll have opportunities for severe weather as we go into November and December. How much remains to be seen. And I'm not ready to give a winter forecast yet, but I do think we're going to have events like this, but a little more coming from a different direction, not dropping in from the north like this. It'll be kind of a Gulf Coast type thing. We'll have to watch. So, it'll be rain. I think the drought's completely gone. I think our rivers and our lakes that are down are going to fill up substantially, and I think we're going to see a wetter. The thing is that we just never have seen a El Nino this strong, so we don't really have a frame of reference to kind of compare it to, because last time we had an El Nino this strong that we're expecting was in 1887, long time ago. So it's definitely going to break the modern record for sure. So that's what I'm expecting here for the fall. I think we're going to be running a little bit above normal going in, kind of cool off there toward the end, and then as we get into December, January, February, we'll see a little bit below normal temperatures because of cloud and rainfall. It'll be a question of whether we get enough cold air to come down for any kind of winter events. Like I said, I'll do my winter forecast in October. I'm not willing to jump on that bandwagon yet. But for the fall, I do expect a wetter one as we get into late October and getting into November. All right, these storms are kind of holding their own right now. Those storms in Alabama have weakened off, which is really good to see. Those have really kind of weakened. These look like just general thunderstorms here tonight. And we still got that cell. Got another 3 minutes on the one over Somerville right now. I don't think they're gonna extend that one. They might. You never know when it comes to weather service, but I don't think they extend that one. So yeah, download that weather app here tonight. You guys can stay on top of that. You can continue to watch the storms. Like I said, I'm not these storms are going to linger here probably for another 3 or 4 hours potentially. I think up to about midnight, and they should be settling down and be gone. Now we may get some with these outflow boundaries like this kind of racing out. We may get some additional stuff to flare up down toward Atlanta, possibly. I don't think they'll be severe, but when you get these outflow boundaries that kind of race out, you can get other storms to pop up somewhere else. We'll see if it's going to be a bad winter. I don't think it's. I just don't think it's going to be as cold as everybody keeps saying. That's my only thing. Like I said, I'm really going to hold off on giving my winter outlook here until October. I want to see what's going on with El Nino and a couple of the ocean issues as far as configuration of jet stream, positive, negative of the North Atlantic Oscillation. There's so many different things to kind of look at. I just don't know if it's going to be it's going to be below normal. It's going to be cold. Yeah, where's the cold air coming from? I mean, if there's no snowpack up in Canada and it's dry as a bone up there and you can't get any real cold air develop up there, where is it coming from? You're not going to get it from the south, but we'll see. Like I said, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Yeah, I'm going to be getting some rest here real soon. We're just kind of waiting to see what I'm waiting out this. What I'm waiting on right now is to see what they're doing to do with that warning. I think they're going to let that drop off. So I'm just kind of waiting to see him. But I thank everybody who joined us here tonight, and we had 3,581 views. Again, not a huge severe weather event here tonight. And we did add, not quite 100 or so new subscribers. But if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and help push that subscribe count up a little bit more. I wouldn't mind getting to like 50. That'd be pretty cool. If you want to go ahead and do that, go ahead and hit that. Just make sure you hit that notification bell, please. And for all those guys who just became members and stuff tonight, again, I remind you, the weather report posts every morning between 7:30 and 8 o'clock every morning. It's about 15 minutes. And I kind of consider you guys kind of like y'all hiring me, and I kind of definitely make sure I take care of that audience. We got about 300 or so folks from Facebook and on YouTube that are part of that membership and subscriber base. Definitely going to get some sleep tonight. I want to get some good sleep tonight. I had to take care of a lot of paperwork for my dad getting into inpatient physical therapy. I had to do that before I started this live coverage today. So he's doing much better. Hope to get him home soon. Weather call. Okay, weather call. It is the link I'm putting in there. If you see where it says register, the link I just sent you, if you see there, it says register now. You just hit the link right there. You can register. You could receive a demo alert call. You can put there's links right there. Just click on the where it says register now or demo call, or you can watch the little video that kind of explains what the weather call is down below. But I'll put that link in the chat again for you. There's the weather call link there. It's pretty straightforward. But I'm really glad I was able to get a lot of folks on there on our second page when we had some really active severe weather a little over a year ago. Got a lot of folks on there, but haven't had a real chance to grow that weather call product. And one of my buddies who's a meteorologist out in Texas, he's a big weather call proponent. He actually works with the company, and he said, "Hey, you're gonna go?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I promote it tonight." So I told him I would do that. So anyway, look what's happening here. Remember I was telling you about the rocks in the pond types thing. Check this out. You're already starting to see a little bit of that. Look at the interaction stuff here. See the stuff blowing up here, like here, and see this stuff blowing up here because you got this outflow boundary. You see this outflow boundary here. Always love watching when storms start bubbling up when these outflow boundaries cross each other. That's probably the funnest part of watching thunderstorms in the summertime is that because you don't really get that kind of stuff in the fall and in the winter seasons. That's because the upper air is moving. In summer, it's not moving as much. All right, there you go. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. All right, that was the last one. That is done. All right, I'm gonna stay on here for 13 more minutes. I'm gonna wait till 9:30. 9:30, and I'm gonna call it a day. We'll go 9:30 here. So make sure we don't get anything, no surprises out there. I'm not seeing anything here. Other than the outflow boundary showing up pretty nicely. I tell you right now, I wouldn't mind some of this getting over my way, but I don't know if it's going to have anything left by the time it gets over this way because I think they're going to be piddling on out here as the models are indicating here as we go toward midnight. But good old sleeping weather. 2010. I'm trying to remember if that was an El Nino year or not. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 2010 was that was the year we had the snow in December and we had that very very cold winter. I think let's see. I think that was a neutral phase. Let me double check. 2010 and El Nino. Let's see here. Yeah, it was an El Nino year. Yeah, it did peak in December. Broke down the first quarter of 2010. That was also a weak El Nino. It was not nearly as strong as the one we're expecting. But it was an El Nino, and December we had that blocking pattern, and we had that very cold air that came down for that almost the entire month of December. But that was about it for the winter. Once we got past December, if I remember correctly, the rest of the winter was pretty mild. But we had a very cold month of December. I remember that because I was actually stationed up at Fort Knox, and I had to come home, and the heater was not turned on in the house, and I was afraid my pipes were going to bust. So I drove home from Kentucky, turned on my in this house here. You remember that? My wife says she remembers that. Yeah, I had to turn the stuff on. So that's look at those outflow boundaries. That's so cool watching that. Just geeking out a little bit. Woo! So anyway, the rest of the week weather-wise, what you guys are going to see? Y'all going to see, like I said, tomorrow, you're looking at temperatures. Most of North Georgia will be a few degrees cooler than they were yesterday. Noticeably drier air, so it won't be as oppressively hot. Heat industries will not be as high, so you don't have to worry about that. It will come back. I think we get the heat advisories back in here at least by Thursday, and then some scattered rains for Friday, Saturday. But I still think we stay above normal going into next week. We're getting to the time of August now where we've backed off our average highs, and we're starting to cut them away a little bit. Like the average high, like for example, the highest it gets in Gainesville, for example, is 88. We're now back down to 87, and the trend will be going downward as the days continue to get shorter. But we're still going to be seeing 90s, I think, for a lot of Georgia here, North Georgia, going in toward the end of the month. I don't see that backing off all that much. The ridge should start reestablishing itself back out in the west a little bit, and we do have a cold front coming in this weekend, but it's not a lot of really cool air coming down on that. A lot of that's going to go into the northeast, unfortunately. So, anyway, man, I'm hitting a brick. I'm gonna have to let y'all go because I'm getting really tired. I was gonna try to go a few more minutes. The storms they're holding their own. They're not really weakening all that much. I mean, they're just kind of holding their own. They're not severe. We don't have any. I only got a couple special weather statements here. This one over near Jefferson. That one that was over there. But they're kind of holding their own. These are good sleeping weather storms, I'd say. But as we get toward midnight, they should be going away. Do us a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. Go ahead and join our family before I shut down my broadcast. I want to say thank you guys for supporting us. I want to thank every new member who joined us tonight. I want to thank all the points that went out there. If I missed any donations, again, thank y'all. Appreciate that. And we will do this again when, basically the rule of thumb here is if there's a watch box that's up in our area, we're going to do severe weather coverage. That's just if there's a watch put up. Now, we can get warnings at any time, so I'm not doing it for every event. But every time we got a watch up, just know we are going to be doing severe weather coverage here on the channel. I'm seeing some lightning outside my backyard, my camera real quick. I'm seeing some lightning out there. I just noticed some flashes here on my camera here. But Dahlonega getting a little lightning there too. Blairsville seeing a little bit of rain still falling. So still a little lightning here and there. But things will be settling down for tonight. Just know that whenever we get a watch out, we're always going to do severe weather coverage. And then when we get a landfalling tropical system, if we get one this year, which I don't know if we're going to get any this year, but if we get one, we're going to track it right before landfall, track it all the way up. And especially if it's something that's coming in North Georgia, like Helene did 2 years ago. I did like 14 hours of coverage for that thing. And then for winter weather, that could be like a day event, depending on the timing and when that comes in. We did that back in January. So we got you covered for winter, tropical systems, and severe weather here on the channel. As you can see the lightning there in Blairsville and Dahlonega, seeing the lightning out there as well. You're going to see a lot of that tonight. A lot of lightning in the air because we had a lot of heat out there today. So, again, I appreciate you guys checking us out. Appreciate all the new subscribers here tonight. And you guys just have a pleasant night tonight. The watch will expire in about 37 minutes. We might get another warning out there. I'm not seeing anything out there. All the warnings, all up and down here, have gone away. We only got one warning left now, and that's that one here. But this whole line is settling down as this cold front is moving on into the area, and we should see a pretty pleasant night or morning tomorrow. Now, we'll say this: across North Georgia mountains, you know the thing. If you got wet weather, you probably might see some fog around tomorrow morning. So watch out for that. You may see some fog to begin your morning as well. All right, that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Again, thank you for the 3 hours and 24 minutes of severe weather coverage here tonight. And we will look forward to do it again here in the near future as we continue to grow the channel one subscriber at a time. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get to 50,000, but on the day we hit 50,000, I'm going to be very happy. All right, you guys